We're getting there. Don't worry, everyone. We'll be there. Good stuff is on the way.
You're still giving the intro.
We're on. The voices you spoke right as I unmuted. So anyway, hello everyone, and welcome to the Assorted Adventures podcast. What's up, epic D&D improv fam? That's you. I'm James. I will actually be the DM. This is a lie, and this is Sergio. He's going to be the PC today. We're going to do a randomized improv one-shot that you can control. Right up there, control the game, just plop some messages down in chat and affect what happens in this randomized improv world that we don't know what it'll be. If you see over there, today's world, what will it be?
Who knows?
Yeah, so we're going to use a randomizer wheel to randomize the world, and then Sergio will create a character to fit that world, and we'll have to craft the lore setting and plot from there. So now I will do some rolling. Let's get this up on screen. Oh, and sorry, this is the show before the show. The next 20 minutes will be used to roll the world, do a little bit of building of the character and the world, and then we'll start at 7 EST, 6 CST, 4 PST with
exactly
little story.
Last time we did a fun wine maker brings two loved ones together and then they die or something in the end. Honestly, don't remember it, even though it was literally
You don't remember? It was such a touching story.
It was a touching. I remember the emotions. I don't remember what happened.
You don't remember what happened?
Not exactly.
Try to guess. Who died? Who lived? Who did what?
I think I left it ambiguous who died. It's
no, I
unknown.
don't think so.
Was I pretty conclusive? Oh, in that case, the boyfriend died.
It was quite clear that he died, I think.
Oh, was it? Okay.
The boyfriend. He wasn't the boyfriend. He was the requited lover, but the unfulfilled lover.
Yeah. to-be lover that was never to be because he was murdered by the king. It was rough.
A king. You can't say the king if there's two different kings. This caused a lot of confusion. I thought the prince and princess who were getting married were siblings.
Incestuous. No, I removed incest from our story that day. But today's a new day.
Today's a new day. What's your character? Incest is our wheel roll of first roll.
Are you rolling up the options?
Yes.
I've created the character, so I could tell you that.
My screen.
I rolled him on D&D Beyond. My name is Quarrick. A level 6 barbarian, level 1 paladin, level 4 rogue.
Wait.
So
you have all those classes?
I'm all the multi-classes. I clicked allow multi-class.
I kind of like it. You're Yulric the multi-talented. What was your name?
Right, it's Yorick. No, it's Quarrick.
Yeah, Yorick is the name I was using in the
clearly D&D Beyond has they just end in the X.
Oh no, I came up with that name myself.
Oh. God, you're always so much better at that than I am. I cannot come up with names on the fly. It's impossible.
I was literally just thinking about that before the stream. I was just like coming up with potential NPC names, and I was like,
oh, I thought you were thinking about how bad I am at it. I was like,
well, then I was like, yeah, man, Sergio really would.
He would be like Bill, Bob, and Bill Myth.
Bill Myth and Bob Myth.
Exactly.
All right, let's hit our first dank roll of the day.
Dank roll of the day. Playing
our dank roll song. 3, 2.
Anticipation.
Night at the museum. Have we done Night at the museum?
We have done that one, James.
Or we just did museum?
Click all of these. We did Night at the museum, yeah.
Are you sure it wasn't just museum? All right, anyway, reroll.
Because the things came to light. Maybe it was, or was it? I don't remember.
This is one I was hoping to get, actually, just the other day.
Animal Crossing?
I got Animal Crossing. It was kind of disappointing, but... All right.
Because we did nothing.
Roll 1 on the board. Roll 2.
Well, I don't know what you rolled. I guess
I'm keeping it as a surprise till we're done.
Oh, man.
Maybe I just shouldn't tell you.
I looked at the screen for the last second. I apologize. I saw this. I know.
All right, number 2. What is this?
All right, I've looked away fully.
This is chaos. All right, maybe I should. I guess you're gonna look at the stream, right? There's no way I can hide this from you.
No, I can close it. I can keep it closed. If anything, get rid of the second one so we can reuse that later because I saw what it was and it's terrible. Or what I think the second one is. Do what you want, James. You're in charge. Now in my head, I'm thinking that you're removing one of them, so I'm on my toes. I'm on my toes.
Yeah, I'm re-rolling the second one.
I can't tell if this is you tricking me or not, but that's fine. That's fine.
That's the intention. What do you mean?
Oh,
exact point of my trickery.
There's like so many mind games and layers on mind games that I'm confused, so that's fine. Right. All right. My name is Quarrick. I'm a guy, and that's all I know.
Quarrick.
Can we do I'll do my character trait generator. Watch it be like wholesome. I told James before we started that I wanted to do just Thanos. I just want to be Thanos.
Thanos, like, I don't understand. Who is like Ant-Man goes like, up your butt, Thanos?
No, not meme Thanos. Just like very serious and like both simultaneously nurturing, but in a scary way. Just like caring for you in the wrong way, the worst, wrongest way possible. Is what I picture. Just like, oh, that kid took your toy. I will slit his throat. That would solve all of our issues.
I guess I can imagine Thanos doing that. Just come up with some kid and pummel them.
I rolled the character choice generator and it says has a braying voice. So I don't think I've accomplished that.
A praying voice?
Braying, like a donkey, like bray.
Oh.
I think of that like as donkey sound.
A praying voice. Amen.
Just do Gregorian chant. Bray. Utter a bray, like a donkey or a mule.
Do a braying
Hi.
voice. Oh, that's kind of...
Hi.
That's actually very good. Wow. Did not... My bar was down here and you landed up here. All right.
One of the traits I rolled is extremely ticklish. That's just so...
Extremely ticklish. Such a random...
And keeps their head shaved. That's Thanos.
That's good. Can Thanos grow hair?
He's very
Probably not.
immodest. I feel like it's all scar tissue, so they can't.
Yeah.
That's my in-head canon theory. Speaking of Thanos, but not really, I just watched the new Spider-Man movie. Truly perfect.
Speaking of Thanos?
Yeah, speaking of Thanos. Spoilers, Thanos doesn't
Doesn't he,
the
end?
Yep, spoilers for
I haven't seen
Infinity
it.
War or Endgame. You can't leave still.
And then him and Zendaya freaking have a baby.
Yep, Thanos and Zendaya have a baby. What a weird way to say her name.
Zendaya? Yeah, I guess it's Zendaya.
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 Often visits bars or taverns. Tells stories with no point or conclusion. That sounds like... I bet Thanos would do that. Can't stand a specific food texture. Rhymes people's names.
What's your character's
I'm
name?
just going full Thanos. That's what I'm doing.
What's your character's name?
Thanos. Mostly just Thanos, I think. It is named... One second.
But I'm schmovin'. You can see what the prompt is for today's world. It's gonna be quite something. I can say that for sure. That it'll definitely be something.
I have no clue what you just said, but okay.
It's just that
Before
today's world is something. What's your character's name?
Quarrick. Quorick, if that is helpful
Quarrick.
in any way.
Quarrick.
Quarrick.
Tell me a bit about yourself,
just a weird
Quarrick.
spelling thing would be Quarrick. You want me to tell me about yourself? I've ignored the trait generator. I would say, I just want to do Thanos. A pretty intense dude. Quarrick, he's I'll wait to give like specifics. I'll just say personality stuff. He is pretty, not grumpy is not the right word, but just an intense dude. There's like an intense, scary energy about him. And he likes to command respect and make sure that he is if he is not the most powerful and important person in the room, he wants to be aware of who that is and then learn their weaknesses. Not necessarily through brawling. He will not resort to fighting immediately. He likes to learn more like tactical stuff about them, like be quiet and observe rather than just like full on action without thought. That's personality. What his whole life story is, I'm not sure yet until you describe the world. Unless it's like so open range, you'd rather me start. I don't know. Because the only thing I saw you roll was the first thing, or the second thing, and I've already forgotten. Yeah, and now I'm not even sure if you're doing it, so I have no frame of reference for anything. Which maybe is good.
Oh, I'm excited.
Me too, and scared. What a good
So
scared.
you're not a fighter.
I mean, statistically I am. Like mechanically I very much am. But that is not the go-to for this guy. He's also a rogue, so I'm a barbarian level 6, paladin level 1, and rogue level 4.
Oops, are we echoing? Let me check really quick.
Alrighty. I'll talk to people. So, no Spider-Man spoilers, I promise. But I will just say it was literally a perfect movie. There's nothing that they could have done to change it to make it better in my head. Every wish was fulfilled. Yeah, those are my thoughts, James, without spoiling anything.
I didn't hear any of them, but cool.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you. Appreciate it.
It's not the fucking Infinity Gauntlet.
Why'd you say that? What happened?
We have a humble nerd here in chat requesting that the PC start with a legendary item. They never specified that it couldn't be cursed.
You a humble nerd. Never mind, humble nerd. I hate you.
Should have been more specific. Ooch.
Yeah. Humble nerd. Don't call our viewers bitches, James. That's not nice.
Sorry. I mean, thanks for your suggestion. I'll be sure to incorporate it in a meaningful and fulfilling way to both you and the story.
That's the right answer.
All right. Anyone else who wants to request, please don't look negatively on that call out. I won't do that to you.
Maybe you should just be consistent with who comments, James. Whoever comments.
Yeah.
Kind. It's all about kindness here.
Kindness. Thanos, kindness. He's trying to be kind in his own way.
In his own way, yeah. Have you seen Hawkeye, the show?
No. Thanos is in it? Does Thanos really keeps rearing his ugly, bald, deformed head?
I just remember there's like a couple mugs that say like Thanos something, but then there's also graffiti that said Thanos was right, and Clint Barton looks at it, he's like, and it was just like the funniest reaction in the world to that.
Could be. You never know.
What a hot take. I mean, no, he for sure isn't. That's stupid. I hate that. You fool. I like the reasoning in the comics better. Feel free to ignore me. This is me just ranting. I like the argument for him wanting to kill half the universe in the comics more because he was in love with Lady Death, which makes more sense than just something that's just bad, wrong science. Like, I'd rather him just want to like bone down on a skeleton rather than thinking that humans will not exponentially increase and other species to the same rate that they were at before. But hey, what do I know? I'm just some guy who plays D&D on the internet. Anyway, those are my hot takes on Thanos being dumb and how he should just be in love with death. Also, James, I think I can hear my audio through your phone. But if you're doing an audio check, that's fine. Just so you're aware. As you vibe out.
We're just doing another audio check, dancing along.
It's so delayed, Jesus.
What?
Oh, okay. That was the longest audio check in the world. That was the longest audio check in the world.
You just said it twice.
Let's see what I'm good at. Because I thought you said what?
I did not.
Ooh, I have such fun. What? My spells are so lame. Magic Missile is so weak. Why do I have that? I'm replacing it with something better. Screw Magic Missile. James, do you know how to play Magic the Gathering?
Not really. What is the word people use?
Magic.
Like to mean like literally useful instead of like theoretical and abstract. You can do something more practical.
Tangible?
Practical.
Practical? I don't know. Other than that word.
It was practical. Practical was the word. There is no other word. Are you lagging or are you just your brain is lagging?
Wait, what's your point?
Clap now.
Practical? Clap now?
That's like a 8-second delay. Not 8 second, that's like a 4-second delay. Like, look, I'll go. All right, clap now.
That's bad.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 4-second delay.
No. No, James, that's terrible. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna hang up and get back.
Goodbye, sir. It's, you know, we'll just do a time delayed. We'll just both start talking asynchronously. Here, I'll lean over here so you guys can see me while we wait for Sergio. Do an asynchronous chat. Oh, I can be. Hi, oh man. It's gonna be Sergio.
Hey, James, clap now. Clap now. It's like a 2-second.
Just my own reaction time.
Okay, you go.
Clap now. Yeah, okay, it's like 2 seconds. Wait, clap now. Yeah, 2 seconds. That's better.
Still sad.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh, I'm learning sleep instead of whatever. Now cast unseen servant. I'm excited. I'm excited not knowing what the things are. This is fun. We should never know. We should never know.
Yeah, that's probably good.
How do we do that? I guess it's not that hard to not know.
Yeah.
You just can't look at chat.
I'll grab my dice. Oh, 3 minutes till we start.
Ooh. I don't have dice. I could just do on D&D Beyond. I'm fine. I'll survive. I'll always survive. Fun isn't something people think about when bringing about the end of the world, but this does put a smile on my face. Do I sound like Josh Brolin? Did I nail it? I think I was pretty close. Either there's a huge delay or you're fully ignoring me.
I'm fully ignoring you. It's cram time. I have like
right,
just a couple minutes. I'm sorry.
Chat, let me know. Do I sound just like Josh Brolin?
Josh
Make me feel good about
yeah,
myself.
do your Thanos voice.
I did. Fun isn't something that people think about when bringing about the end of the world, but I will enjoy this. James is fully clocked out again as I did.
That's what I mean. Hey, we got a ha ha ha.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
There's someone
I'll take
interacting
it.
with you. That's what I mean by Thanos is not a. What did you describe him as? Like serious or indifferent or something? He's just like he's stupidly Marvel, you know? Like he's like doing this horrible ethical whatever atrocity, killing all these people, but whatever. He's justified it because he's helping people. But then he's just like, also, I'm evil. Oh, Ant-Man, whatever. Looks like I could shrink you. I don't know. You can't go around making jokes when you're committing genocide for the greater good.
He made one. I wouldn't even call it a joke. It'd be incredibly generous to call it a joke. He's like, I will enjoy this. If anything, it's more like
yeah, what
vicious,
the hell, man?
like
he should feel bad that he's killing all these people. Like, I get his reasoning, but a good person would be
if
like,
somebody's stopping you from completing your goal that you think is like saving the world, of course you'd be like, yeah, all right, fuck you. That is not me saying that what he did was good, because it was just dumb and wrong. But me playing what is essentially Thanos.
Be back, and then we will begin. But you better play better Thanos than Josh Brolin.
I will. I'll be the best Thanos of them all. I'm thinking it'll be more like a who will I be like? I don't know. It'll just have a goal. It'll have some intent behind it. Don't worry. It'll be because in the comics, I said it before, I went on a rant about how it was Lady Death. That is the whole reasoning behind why Thanos did it in the comics, which I think makes more sense. Because, and sorry for the rant, because he just was in love, I guess, weird misplaced love. Versus this is just like bad science. Like, do your research. Do a little bit of research. Oh, he's gone again. Don't worry, James, you're not missing much. You already heard my rant earlier on. Yeah. Every once in a while, you just want to play a villain. Beautiful dice.
No, Sergio, don't look at chat.
Don't look at chat. Don't look at chat. Okay.
Don't look at chat.
I almost looked. I saw something pop up, and then I was like, "Who?"
What's the one you saw?
Like today?
Yeah.
The new Spider-Man movie. I don't remember what it's called.
No, what's the prompt you saw for world building, you dongus?
Oh, earlier I saw Truman Show.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah, Matt, we're trying this concept of not telling the PC what the prompt is. But he saw it, so he did see one of them because we very impromptu decided to try this.
Yeah. Because I remember it has screwed us in the past. Or not screwed us, because I remember one time you had like werewolf and you described like somebody with like bright, hazy red eyes in the crowd. I was like, well, that man is going to bite me if I go over there. And then I still approached because I'm a good, I know.
And then he bit and killed you and it ended.
And then I was murdered immediately. And now I'll get revenge for him. I just feel like Batman. I'm Batman. I'm Batman.
That's better. Did you see who the new Batman is?
Yeah, it's Twilight Boy.
Yeah, Twilight Boy. It's quite timely.
It was
just
good.
Watching Twilight. He seems
James, that happened so long ago.
Exactly
the announcement
the same.
For that came out like a full year ago.
Twilight came out a full year ago?
No, the announcement that Twilight Boy is going to be Batman came out like a full year ago.
Yikes. Okay. Well,
you're a little behind on the whole.
It's lag, you know.
Yeah, it's just the lag. A year-long lag.
Okay. Anyway.
So I guess you haven't seen the trailer then. Oh, sorry. Yeah,
no, I did watch the trailer. I say he's exactly like the old Batman.
It's so brutal. It's intense. It's terrifying. All right. Sorry. You were saying.
Would you like? Is there anything you'd like to say before I begin about your character, about anything, or would you like to just hear about the world?
I'd like to hear about the world before I say anything conclusive. Just think about my character. He's very likes to be powerful, or if not, then know things about other people. He's more willing to listen than just attack somebody without any information. That's his deal.
You're gonna, you know. Okay. Anyway.
You're like Animal Crossing. You see Pepe the Frog.
Pepe the meme Lord Frog. There should be Pepe the Frog in Animal Crossing. Actually, this might be some political. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm so bad at coming up with stuff on the fly that that's what my brain came up.
Anyway. Welcome to today's show. Today we'll be following Quark. Quark thinks highly of himself, and so do most others. He's unapproachable, but respect is more useful than adoration. Quark has a daughter, Jasmine. Jasmine and Quark do not get along. Quark thinks he understands everything, but he does not understand Jasmine. She wants to use her latent wizarding prowess to help people with emotional trauma. Quark thinks she should do something more practical, like him and his magical talent. Jasmine walked down the stairs.
I know like 4 first level spells, but okay.
You know, we can introduce a mechanic here where if you want to try a spell, you can go for it. We can give you an appropriate roll. If it's like, you know, if you're a strength-based character.
For sure.
Let's say you can channel your...
Actually, no, I'm intelligence-based, mostly.
You can channel your natural prowess in different skills to use related spells. Like, you know, let's say you're a really physically strong person, cool. You could use a spell to like move a giant thing or do some kind of like weather-based, I don't know, like a big air blast or something, and that would be based on like your strength, that skill set.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that is the, you go look at the prompts, everyone, that's gonna be our first one there, our magical inclusion. All right.
Oh, that's so vague. I hate you. I don't get to know what it is.
Jasmine walked down the stairs, impossibly quiet, trying to avoid detection. Quark turned and looked at her and said,
can you repeat the last one? Sorry, I got...
Jasmine walked down the stairs, impossibly quiet, trying to avoid detection. Quark turned to look at her and said,
Oh. Like she's sneaking up on me, or we're sneaking somewhere together?
Quark looked over at his daughter, walking down the stairs in their home, in their large, regal home. She walked with an impossible quietness to her footsteps, and Quark turned to look at her nonetheless.
But you could just answer me. I'm still confused, but okay.
Wait, what?
I assume she's sneaking on me. Right. Daughter, and what are you doing?
Dad, I don't want to do anything to do with you, she responds curtly as she finishes walking down the stairs and grabs her coat to put it on.
I slowly walk over. And where do you think you're going right now?
You're always like this. Can't you just let me go out? I'm 16, Dad. I can have my own life. As she slips her arms
What's the
through...
world? I'm confused.
She slips her arms through the sleeves
like
of the puffy jacket. I guess you would know the world.
Are you purposefully not telling me stuff? Or
You know what? Yeah, this is...
Am I supposed to be... is my character confused? Does he know stuff?
Quark knew exactly what to say in this moment. His confidence never left him wondering what to say.
This is in my head.
Wait, what is happening?
Is this in my head?
Oh yeah, sorry. You can. Oh fuck! I totally forgot about that. Yeah, you can hear all this narration happening. It's like it's not unusual. The voice in Quark's head did not feel strange. It felt familiar, like it's always been there, dictating his thoughts, like his own thinking voice. Just another voice in the dialogue, in parallel, always in control.
Daughter. Does she say anything? Does she look at me?
Jasmine turned, expecting that this is what Quark would say. Yes, Dad, would you like to have another...
Did you do this? Is this another... No, did you do this?
Jasmine looked at Quark, confused.
Shut up.
I said it's perfectly normal and familiar. That was... sorry.
This is still free.
You
giving me no context of the world and then dumping this on me confuses the hell out of this character.
Quark snapped out of his confusion, his temporary confusion from a moment of stress, and snapped back into the conversation with his daughter, feeling as though everything was quite right.
Right. Yeah, where are you going?
Is everything okay,
no need to be
Dad?
coy.
You're well, right?
Doesn't matter right now.
You're right, it doesn't matter. Jasmine says, flipping up her coat and turning to the door.
Can I do like a insight check or something on her? Or perception if I want to check out like what is in her jacket or something?
Quark attempts to look closely at his daughter, examining her and trying to decipher her intentions for this night. Quark rolls a d20. Sergio rolls a d20. Yeah, go ahead. Let me know if you ever want to imbue something with magic, like if you would want to literally see into her pockets using an
24.
X-ray vision. Okay, and that's just a normal, you're just inspecting visually.
Yeah.
Quark peered with his eagle eyes from years of training, scoping out threats, adversaries, potential strong people who he would have to take down to further his own powers. Of course, he would use these on his daughter. Looking into her pocket, peering around her hands trying to guard them, he could see she was holding her wallet, her phone, and a few pieces of jewelry that didn't belong to her. Quark knew each and every item that was in this house and belonged to their family. These did not belong. Yeah, I'll narrate Sergio's thoughts. Sergio had to decide what to do at this moment. What he would do with this information. Quark had to decide what he would do with this information. He decided to...
Right. Daughter, look at me straight. Look me in the eye, please.
Jasmine, who had not made eye contact and had been looking down, timidly raised her eyes to meet Quark's. What?
And where did you get that? Where did you get that?
It was just a gift from a friend. It didn't do anything bad.
Can I do an insight?
Jasmine breaks eye contact and looks back down. Quark, wondering at her intentions behind this. His daughter has lied to him before. Tries to perceive the intention behind her words.
Does he get insight being her advantage being her father?
Quark, despite his intelligence and experience with his daughter, does not understand her. He is at a significant disadvantage on this thought.
What? Fuck you. God damn it. I got a disadvantage.
Quark is frustrated with his own lack of ability to read his daughter. A disadvantage.
14.
With disadvantage?
24 and 14.
Sheesh. Dang, okay. Despite his often inability to read his daughter, Quark is still a keen man and can tell when someone is trying to lie to him. He could tell that... Actually, let's see. Okay. He could tell that his daughter was at least truthful in saying she had not done anything wrong. She was clearly trying to hide something. Jasmine began putting on her coat rapidly, reaching over to the door and turning the knob. "See you later," she said as she began to walk out the door.
Have a goodbye.
Jasmine slammed the door shut. A bit too... Oh, sorry, it's that... Quark had a moment
Can
to
I ask
act.
about some world building stuff real quick?
Quark didn't wonder what was happening. Quark
What?
simply engaged in this
Are you allowed
moment
to make that
with
statement?
his daughter.
Does she have a car or anything? Like, can I hear a car start or
Quark
does
peered
she
out
usually
the window.
walk? I don't know.
Quark peered out the window of their large estate and saw several cars in the driveway. Some of his, and one that he allowed his daughter to drive when she behaved.
Oh, this is just like modern day America.
A
That's
beautiful, well-formed car with a pitch black mat and a smooth, rounded figure.
wild. Right. Okay.
In the moments before Jasmine stepped out and slammed the door, Quark had a moment
I would like to
act.
cast Unseen Servant. Oh, okay. I would like to cast Unseen Servant and have it get in her car.
Is that a proper spell that you have?
Yeah.
What are these YouTube bots? VaskTech? WowTech?
Yeah, why do people keep typing that? I mean, I can't see it, but that's happened before.
Yeah. Also, your ahahas are appreciated, Matt. You're casting an Unseen Servant. Sorry, what was your answer to the question? I completely clocked out.
That's one of mine. Also, Matt, what's happening? I don't know what's happening. I'm so scared. Not being able to look at the chat, not knowing what the options are, and having James not tell me shit. This is very upsetting to my brain. I'm scared.
Oh yeah, you hate these. I forgot.
I feel I want to like lash out.
Quark
Yeah, it's a spell that I have, Unseen Servant.
felt relaxed yet frustrated for his daughter's Yeah, yet frustrated for his daughter's disobedience, though it is unfamiliar to him, or though it is familiar to him. However, he felt no anxiety. This was simply one of countless interactions like this. He cast an unseen servant, a floating hand of his will, inside his daughter's slick vehicle. As Jasmine retorted, "See you later," and shut the door. A bit too loud and heavy to be a normal door shut. The reverberation echoed through the tall ceilings and large open rooms of the estate.
All right. I wait for her to head off, and I get in my car till she's around the corner. And then I follow her a block behind, unseen servant telling me which way she's going, so I don't have to be in view.
Oh man, that's a great, yeah. Watch this back afterwards.
I'll be fucking pissed off probably the entire time.
Oh, at least you see those interesting bots too. It's good to know. It's not just the virus we have.
The curse of assorted adventures.
Korik, wily as he is, waited for Jasmine to get in her car, rev it up, and drive out. Seemingly unknowing to any will of his, she turned out of the long driveway of the estate and began down the road. Once she was safely out of the way, I'm gonna roll me a perception just to make sure. Korik peered to see if she was safely out of the way before he exited the house to get into his own car. Oh wait, your unseen servant is communicating that to you?
Yeah, also 25.
Korik knew exactly where she was based on his connection to his unseen servant, which sat where in the car?
Backseat.
Which sat in the back seat of her convertible as it drove down the road. Once she was safely out of the way, he exited the house and looked out over his many, many cars in his long circular driveway.
Circular. That's how you know you're rich, when it makes no strategic sense.
Well, I think it's like a roundabout.
Okay.
Korik knew the functionality of this rounded. Many guests could come and go and line up as they please, coming in and exiting at the same time.
Oh, you're right. That does sound better. Head.
Korik peered over several of his cars.
So this is just something I've lived with my whole life, or you're not saying anything?
Korik looked for a moment back at his estate as he shut the door behind him. Coat on? Coat off?
Fully ignoring me. Okay, brain.
Coat on? Coat off?
Is it cold?
It was Korik could feel the crisp air biting on his skin. On his skin under his rolled up button up.
Oh, hot. He grabs a jacket, but puts it in the passenger seat.
Ooh, good. Oh, Matt.
Matt, are you conspiring against me? What's happening? I'm scared. I'm in the dark. I've never been in the dark before. James, I don't like this feeling. I don't like this feeling at all.
He's telling me about the bots, how to handle them.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
You did put on a jacket?
I put it in the passenger seat.
Oh. Korik grabbed a jacket to potentially be put on top of his rolled up white button up and black slacks and shined black shoes without a stain as he stepped out the door and looked back at his estate, thinking of all the hard work that he went through, all of those that he had to earn the respect of and overtake in competition in order to get where he is. He smirched to himself and continued down the steps towards the car. The car that he selected was...
Jeez.
Was...
a quiet one, an electric vehicle.
An electric vehicle.
One of his many Teslas.
Like all of his other vehicles, it was electric. This was because made him feel powerful,
It made him feel
eco-friendly.
good about himself.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Quark thought of himself as one to do good, and so he spent his hard-earned wealth on things like electric sports cars. He got into the quietest of them. A simple car, gray in color, sleek, simple design. Looks like something that could be owned by a middle-class family. 4-door. Got in, shut the door, and started it up. Then he followed the road, knowing exactly where Jasmine was the entire time, following close behind, or following just close enough to keep track, but not close enough to be identified. Give me a stealth check. A car-based stealth check.
With advantage, because I'm so far behind.
Yeah,
'cause my
for sure,
unseen
with
servant can tell
advantage.
me. Yeah. Mhm. Where's my stealth at? Ooh, a poultry. Oh, not 20.
Warwick remained perfectly unseen. This was not something new to
This
him.
Tesla is wonderful.
With a quiet car, knowledge of his unseen servant, and having been caught before, Quark knew what to do to not be spotted by his daughter. He followed her, staying just far enough behind that even her spells and checks could not catch him. Eventually, she arrived upon the large mall towards the city center, far enough away from their large estate on the outskirts of town. She pulled into the parking lot and settled down before getting out of her car. Warwick?
She's like getting stuff ready in her car.
Jasmine stepped out of the car, straightening her coat, checking her pockets, and pulling out some of the bracelets from her pocket. She began turning them around her hand, clipping them on her wrist, and adorning a long necklace with a deep black spherical gem at the bottom. She then shut the door.
I do
locked
detect
it.
magic.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Quark looks out, checking
I do.
for any magical influence. Immediately, he detects the natural magic that is on Jasmine that she keeps on herself at all times. Walk quieter, stand up straighter, senses enhanced so that she cannot be surprised, just like he taught her. However, he detects nothing from any of the objects, besides on her coat a slight protective film, which again was handled by himself.
We're rich. Why does she need money? I wait for her to go inside and still send my unseen servant to be near her.
She shuts the door of the matte black car just before, or nearly, just in the nick of time. The unseen servant exits the car, which is then locked, as she puts her hands in her pockets and walks towards the entrance of the mall. She enters the mall. As Quark sits outside waiting in his car.
Once she's inside, I go ahead now.
Quark exits the car, follows her path, and heads into the mall, keeping track of her. Ow?
My unseen servant, who's by her.
Can you see what your unseen servant sees?
No, but I assume you just know where it is, and then also be like, because it just does what a normal human does. Be like, hey, follow her. Then, I mean, I also have detect magic, so I could probably just like detect him where he is magically, if not that, which is still up.
Yeah, okay. I'll give you a yeah.
But you
okay.
can't like. See. Yeah, that's all I mean.
Yeah, so just give me another. Warwick, knowing exactly where Jasmine is, now follows her into the mall and begins pursuing, trying to monitor what she's doing. Stealth check with advantage.
That's an 8 and 16.
Oric follows Jasmine through the mall, staying far enough behind through crowds of people on this busy Friday night, and allows his unseen servant to do most of the tracking of her as he stays far enough back to not be seen. Jasmine walks through the mall, takes a few turns, winds down an escalator, back up another, until finally turning into a darker alley on the far corner of the mall. She continues walking down the alley as Quark follows. Does Quark enter down the alley as she turns the corner out of sight?
How far, like, deep does the alley? Like, could I still hear if I was around the corner?
Give me a perception check. Quark listens out for his daughter's nearly silent footsteps.
22. I'm rolling high. This is going great for me.
Quark has trained ears. A normal human, or any other creature for that matter, would not be able to hear his daughter's highly skilled spells which keep her footsteps near silent. But Quark is talented and taught her everything she knows. Quark can hear her footsteps, just barely perceptible, as she turns the corner, continues walking down the hall, and opens a door, then slams it shut, keeping out even his unseen servant.
Right. Good job, daughter. Is there any other, like, entry points to where she went inside?
Give me investigation, maybe? Quark peers around. Right now, he simply sees a dark hallway leading down a thin strap.
Nat 1 plus 9. Which is a nat 1.
He looks around either way to see if there's another entrance, perhaps a back door. It looks to be a single alleyway coming directly from the inside of the mall, and like it is just a dead end that is only from this corner.
I have my unseen servant knock. Well, I'm not there.
Quark stands outside the alley, not pursuing, as the unseen.
What is if the door was to open? Would it be on the side, like the door's open and it's blocking me, or would it be on the opposite side?
Hey, what's up, Egg Garnish Austin? How's it going?
What's up, A Garnish? That's
you can see our
a good name.
world prompts here, which Sergio does not know. Been randomized, just
And it's killing me to not know what they are. I'm freaking out. This has never happened before, where I don't get to know what they are and my brain is hurting.
This is also a pretty bad one to not know for sure. You know. Anyway, I think we might have a tiny bit of lag.
Like, it's more frustrating.
Yeah. This is like a particularly bad one to not know, I think.
Great.
Yeah, the lag helps.
No.
So the door opens for, it's like it swings away from you, not towards you. It's actually
Oh, not away from me. Okay.
ooh, researching for your newest video. Cool. Tell us about it in chat.
Yeah, please.
Let's see. The unseen servant feels around, looks around on the metal door and notices a large metal bar to push into in order to open this door, swinging it forward if it were to be pushed.
So nobody's there right now.
We're still lagging a tiny bit. If there's anything we can do to fix that.
Like, is that lag or?
Yeah, it's definitely lag. You want to end the
I
call
will
and
shut
restart?
off. It says my Wi-Fi. Jeff's. It says.
That was funny timing.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, I'll stand over here so you can be seen while I wait for. Oh, he's back.
Any better?
Potentially.
Should I switch to phone?
Clap on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Potentially better. That was not me.
What? Oh, he's gone. Would love to hear about your video though, Egg Garnish Austin, especially while we're waiting.
How bad was that?
Unless that would compromise the accuracy. He told us. Look, and I'll be Sergio. Yeah, I'd love to hear about it. As a note. Ooh. Yeah, definitely would be. Yeah, if you want to contribute anything, I think that'd be super interesting. Here's a number of options in this top left corner, but for sure, any other thoughts you have? We're pretty flexible for the style of the contributions. Hello, phone Sergio.
Hello, computer James. Is this any better?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Oh, maybe
cool.
not.
Right. Daughter. Fuck me.
No,
it says my Wi-Fi is good. I don't understand.
Definitely better. Hey, what if it's just my Wi-Fi? It had nothing to do with you.
My Wi-Fi is like perfect. Like I'm right next to the router. It says 5 out of 5 bars. So I feel like maybe it is you.
Yeah, okay, maybe it is me. Maybe I should stop streaming like 8 instances of the stream on. I just like have them pulled up for monitoring, but yeah, okay.
It's neither of us are in our usual places, so apologies for the
camera
chaos.
like this is way better though.
Yeah, man, why did I pay $30 for that shitty little
It's like
camera
really
when
nice. Jeez, this camera's great.
Thank you. Why do I bother with anything else?
Yeah, but back to your boy. The unseen servant waited in the darkened back corner hallway of this mall. No one was around, and there was no sound to be heard.
I haven't pushed on that little door entry thing. Actually, I'm a dad. Screw it. No. I walk up to the door and I try to open it myself.
Quarrick, having enough of this charade, walks down the hallway, turns the corner, and pushes into the door, swinging it open. He is met with the scene of a dark janitorial closet, some supplies on either side, a fuse box, and a single light hanging from the ceiling, and his daughter standing there, arms crossed, looking at him. Took you long enough. Why are you following me? She said angrily.
Why are you in a closet?
You think I can't tell when you're following me, Dad? We've been through this 1,000 times. Why can't you just let me go and live my life and do my thing and you can do your thing and we'll go to your events and you can say I'm your daughter, but other than that, why do you need anything more? Neither of us like it. Jasmine seems visibly frustrated.
Do I know that she's not my daughter? Is that what the implication is there? Do I ask, or would my character already know?
What about the wording indicated that she wasn't your daughter?
You can just act like I'm your daughter. You said something like that at these events. That's what you said.
Oh. You...
Did the narrator slip up? Did the narrator
knowing that his daughter is Jasmine and that he was at the birth and they are both well aware of this, figures that what his daughter is referring to is that they have had a rocky relationship recently. Plenty of this has happened their whole lives, and as she grows older and desires her own independence, she's become hard to handle, petulant. What was that? Plays strange music sometimes. She's become petulant and seeking her own independence from him, and she understands her importance as his daughter and his lineage, and will still go to the events as they are key to the standing of the family, but desires little interaction with him, which she has made quite clear on several occasions.
Daughter, if you wouldn't lie to me, then I wouldn't have to do this. You said you weren't up to anything bad, but you came to a mall. Full end of argument.
What the fuck is wrong with going to a mall? I can't go to a mall now? I can't even go out in public? I was about to say
Nothing good ever
impotent. That was a
happens at a
good
mall.
catch. Good catch, Matt. I was literally about to say impotent, and I was like, that is not the word I want at all. I don't know. I don't know what word I was looking for, so I bailed and went for petulant, but like,
Dad, you're so impotent. Wait, so is magic common? Do other people know magic? Is that just us?
Yo, watch this egg garnish Austin. I'll do my best. You know, this, we work within the bounds of the story.
Oh God, I'm scared now.
You probably should be. Quark knows that he is, as described in the introduction, he has a magical prowess and talent that overshadows, that outshines much of the competition, which his daughter has also inherited. However, these skills are not uncommon in this world. This family is just particularly talented at using them. Quark
Daughter.
remembers back, flashing back to memories of his daughter. He's felt this familiar touch on his memory before, a talent that he uses for manipulating others, and which his daughter has become quite keen to, even more talented than he through her empathy, which he oftentimes lacks. A memory flashes back into his head. The two of them playing games, playing pretend, as a movie plays on the TV in the living room of a much smaller apartment. Harry Potter is on, and the gang are searching through the Chamber of Secrets, looking to find the hidden mysteries, as a young Jasmine sits playing with her toys, and Quark approaches. Quark says... Oh,
In
sorry.
the flash.
They're playing together. They were both playing with the toys together, and Jasmine says, inside this flashback, "Okay, Daddy, now you do the voice."
For which one?
"For this one," Jasmine says, holding up a small pink pony play toy.
Oh, hello, other pony. I'm here. How can I help you?
"No, not like that. You need to do it magical.
No.
This is Princess Buttercup.
There is no other voice more magical than mine. If you wanted magic, that is it.
But Princess Buttercup
I make
is a..."
one of the little ponies like stand upright and do like a weird dance on two hind legs, like cracking the plastic.
Not that kind of magic. That kind of magic is boring. I mean, magic of imagination and sympathy and empathy. This pink pony is great at talking to others about their problems. So do her voice."
Those are you just listed the 3 worst types of magic. No, daughter, this is, and I like grab the toys and put them to the side. Daughter, I think in your assumption, those are barely magic at all. In fact, one could argue they're not. These are the more important types of magic. And I like switch the channel off of Harry Potter and onto like some weird militaristic.
Quark, just before doing that, points. Gotta forgive me for this one. You can guess why. Quark points to the TV just as Lord Voldemort flashes on screen. Quark muses to himself, "This is not real life. This is this is just a pointless activity and a waste of time." He casts a spell that puts a nose onto Lord Voldemort's face, fixing the mal-shaped face. Lord Voldemort turns in this magically altered world on the TV and thanks Quark. Thank you, Quark. I am forever indebted to you, and you have fixed me. I will now be your powerful ally. Quark then switches the channel. This is how you gain respect and make allies. And then continues on.
That, daughter, is true magic. Not cosmetics, but the ability to gain an ally. That is far more important than any of these things with their little, whatever those words that you said. Unimportant, irrelevant to life, daughter.
Quark snaps out of this memory and is back. Quark snaps out of this memory and is back inside the dark janitorial closet with the slight hum of electricity going from the fuse boxes nearby. You were an asshole back then, Dad, and you're an asshole now, and I want nothing to do with you.
I understand that I coddled you too much when you were young, and I'm sorry for that. There's not a day that goes by that I don't regret my actions. But you have to understand, this time has passed. That phase that you've gone through, it has to end.
No, this is such poorly timed lag.
What are you doing here?
I heard, what are you doing here? Can you just repeat that middle section? It's so good. I love what's happening. Let me change my Wi-Fi as well. Let's see. And then you'll repeat that amazing script. We're live? We're live. Or message in chat if we're live.
You petulant fool. You ignorant.
I think you mean impotent, yeah.
Yes, you impotent little speck. All right, are we live then?
I believe we are live.
My voice is gonna be ripped to shreds tomorrow, and I have another D&D session for some kids, and my voice is gonna be like, I'm dying here. I can't handle it.
I'm dying here. Hey kids, you gotta forgive me, kids. My voice ain't holding up so good. What voices do you do for the kids as we wait to see if we're live? I think we are though.
I think my number one character my favorite one is Nugget. She's like this rock Janazi, and she's like mostly like this gray like sheet slate. And then she has like her name is Nugget. She has one giant gold chunk just like in where her eye would be instead. And she's like samurai. And so,
oh my God.
She does that thing from like Ghost of Tsushima to regain health where she, and when she does like gold antlers come out of her head and just like sheet plate come out to form like the samurai helmet and like a golden mustache comes out. And it's my favorite character verbal description.
That's kind of freaking sick. Yeah, I was with you for just the Nugget part, but with the samurai part, she's like multifaceted. Nugget sounds dope. I want to play Nugget, or I want to be in a party with Nugget. Is she? What is she? Just like an NPC?
Yeah, she's an NPC.
So
she's like the head general. Oh, sorry, we're live. Yes, hello.
Also, Ed Garnish says in chat if we're alive. I believe I said type in chat if we're alive. So
okay, perfect. Got jokes, like it.
Jokes. I hope I satisfied your request for the Voldemort situation. I think I was about as real to life without saying it's all a dream.
Make an entire flashback sequence.
Hey, I think it fit well.
No, it was good. It was good. I liked it.
All right. Enough of our talk back. Yeah. Speaking of talk back, oh no, not this Thursday. Talkback's coming back.
Yeah,
streaming 3 times a week now.
Hang out and chat. Yeah, it's coming back where we hang. Fuck.
We're not even lagging. That's just.
I know. This is just James.
Yeah, it's just me. Okay. Anyway. You
want to start back where we were at?
Transmutation. They have transmutation. Yeah. You're an asshole, Dad. You were then and you are now. Fuck off.
Daughter, I understand that I was a bit soft on you. I coddled you when you were young. Um, I not a day goes by that I don't regret my decisions. But I can't go back. I'm sorry for that. But there are changes we can make in the future. You can stop being the way that you've been, and you can make some actual change in the world instead of playing around in a mall. Okay? It's time you stop playing these games. What are you doing here? It was much better the first time. I hate that.
It's still is good. The coddle is just that's all you need. Following up that scene with that quote. Jasmine brings her palms up to meet her eyes and rests her hands upon her eye sockets, leaning her head deep down and taking a sigh. Dad, you're never going to change. You know that one day I'm going to leave and never come back.
And I hope you make something of yourself, but you're not ready for that. Clearly.
I'm here to see my boyfriend, and you will leave now and not speak to him, and we will talk about this more when I come home.
Are weapons common in this world, like to just have one out?
The same way in excuse me, Quark.
My back. It's like glowing blade, neon blade that's like hovering outside of this axe. All right, yes, I would love to meet him, daughter. I'd love nothing more.
Quark pulls out his axe, which for this world is not particularly uncommon or illegal, much like an open carry, but is not
I have my license.
as common. Quark has every license that you could possibly. Quark has several weapons on his body and at least a license for each.
I think they're mostly like half visible, like condensed like weapons, if that's possible, but I fully expand all of them on my person right now to be as visible as possible. All right, daughter, I appreciate you allowing me to meet him. Where is he?
Dad, this is exactly why I snuck out and didn't want you to come. You're gonna ruin this for me. We barely know each other.
You called him your boyfriend. That's a pretty big...
Yes, I mean, he's my boyfriend and we've been talking for a couple months, but Dad, this is going to be like every other time with all of my friends where you scared them all away because they weren't good enough or didn't try hard enough.
They were mostly weak. All of them. That's why they left you, daughter, because they were too afraid. What does that say about them? What does that say about what they think of you, that they left? If he can't handle meeting me, then he doesn't deserve you.
Give me a persuasion check.
With advantages, I was so convinced.
Egg garnish
That was
Austin.
almost a 16. God damn it, 9.
Wait, what'd you say?
It was almost a 16.
Okay.
It's a 9.
Yeah. Also, yeah, wait, actually, I was going to say that egg garnish Austin just reminded me. The gold nugget, just complete tangent, the gold nugget in the eye, but we also, in our wine one, you had someone whose eye was a gemstone. You really like the, like, metal earth something taking one of the eye spots.
Yeah, exactly. It's fun. It's good.
Okay, anyway. A 9?
9 total. 8 plus 1. Can I use magic to boost it? Oh, wait. Actually, you know what?
Oh, I gotta be narrating.
What?
Sorry, go ahead.
I have charm person. I don't think he would want to even use it, so never mind.
Yeah, so you give your... Quark gives his rousing speech, thinking that he understands what Jasmine needs and trying to impart on her the wisdom that he has amassed over so many years of trial and error and eventually success. However, Jasmine looks at him with those eyes that she always does when he knows she's about to make a wrong decision. Jasmine raises her hands. "You don't give me any other choice," she says, before beginning to channel a spell. Does Quarrick resist the spell?
It's a spell, so I'm guessing shield wouldn't work.
Shield is like AC increase?
Yeah.
Quark knows good well that if he does not defend himself, as when his daughter surprises him in the past, he will be completely at her whim for whatever effect she decides to use with her powerful magic. Or he can defend himself with his own latent abilities.
Also, I love this so much as like a whole entire concept. Just like daddy, daughter trying to delightful is my point. Yeah, 100% resist, 1000%.
Quarrick, of course, resists back.
Can I burn a spell slot? Or sorry, no, I'll let you. Sorry.
Jasmine raises her hands, one glowing green, one glowing blue, and channels the blue hand into the green hand, sending a force towards Quarrick. He raises his own arms, making a reddish purple tinge around his hands. Question?
Depending on what you make me roll, I was willing to offer something in exchange for doing better on this.
Why did I make you roll? I was just opposed like Arcana, essentially.
Can I use a spell slot to give myself advantage? Like, get rid of the spell slot.
Yeah. I mean, also, if Arcana is not your strong suit, you can do the mechanic we talked about before. If you can try to like justify the use of a different skill. Okay.
I guess it's like a stopping thing. Then I will take athletics to be like a strength.
Yeah.
Stop. Is that okay? I'll do.
Boric uses his magic as is natural to him, stomping his feet down and raising his arms in a cross. Oh, sorry. If you'd like to.
Without, didn't even have to. Fuck! What a waste of a spell slot. I got a nat 20 on my first roll. +6, 26.
Quark, seeing this coming from a mile away from several interactions like this before, really too many to count, stomps a foot down and raises his arms in a crossed motion, creating a red and purple barrier in front of him that the cyan beam from his daughter doesn't even reach. It simply falls to the ground in front of it, and her magic is...
Daughter, your back right foot, straighten it.
The magic falls flat with a descending sound, and all that can be heard after the high-pitched noise comes down and quiets is the quiet sob of Jasmine.
Oh, it's all right. Don't worry. I'm sure he won't leave you like the others.
Why do you always need to be like this?
Because I care for you. It's all right. Now let's go meet that boyfriend of yours. Now wipe up your tears. You look sloppy.
Fucking damn it. Jasmine raises her own shirt, inhales her snot, wipes her eyes. All right, Daddy, let's just get it over with. It was going to happen anyway, no matter what.
That's all right.
Jasmine, defeated, walks past, head lowered, her father, and exits out the metal door of the janitorial closet, walking back down the hall with unusually loud footsteps.
I follow.
Quark turns and follows his daughter, ready to meet this man trying to suit his exquisite offspring.
Gross.
Exquisitely talented offspring.
Better.
See, okay. Go. Okay. Jasmine walks through the mall, silent, just on the edge of the hallways, head lowered, passing through the crowds without a cinch. She walks as Quark follows behind her closely, far, quietly, loudly.
Like immediately to her right.
Quark follows directly next to her.
Like fully not moving. If like if it narrows even in the slightest, he fully takes the brunt of anybody walking in his way.
Quark easily splits the crowd, who are stay out of the way of his imposing presence. An occasional soul stepping a bit too sloppily out in his way and getting shoved completely by his brooding force and walk.
Be careful.
He says as the passerbys stumble out of the way and turn back and often apologize. As they walk, they approach closer and closer. Jasmine's demeanor not changing much as she looks up and glances around as they make it to the center of the mall, just outside the Shake Shack. We should be here any minute.
That's perfect. Where would you like to sit, daughter? The booths are wonderful.
We can do a booth.
Okay. I'll buy you a burger. 2 burgers. And I shout into the middle of the Shake Shack. Just fully into the middle.
The two enter the Shake Shack as Quark shouts out, 2 burgers! And the patrons of the store look the entire room stunned, looking over and slowly returning to their meals. The chefs even glancing up as the cashier at the register waves. Yes, just over here. They call out timidly.
No. You here.
Persuasion check.
Can I do intimidation?
Oh, of course. Quark demands an audience.
17.
Quark demands an audience with the cashier. Quark is not a man who approaches others to ask for their permission at purchasing. Quark will be approached when it is time to make a purchase. The cashier looks around, sees a waiter walking by, whispers something in their ear, and drags them over to the cash register as they walk out, flipping up the table and coming out. We usually order, but yes, what can I get for you?
Paltry service. You took forever to get here. Yes.
I'm so sorry, sir. There's a free fountain drink we could add as our token of apology.
My daughter would like a brownie.
A free brownie for the lovely girl, yes.
Yes, thank you.
Jasmine stands there looking down, used to this behavior from her father. She simply ignores the interaction, waiting for it to be over.
I, Sergio, feel terrible, and this is very relatable to my real life.
Is there anything? Right. There was 2 burgers, was it?
Yes, 2 burgers, one for me and the girl.
Toppings or
all of them.
The works, yes, sir. You've got it. A brownie on the house and 2 burgers.
And a complimentary water for my daughter's companion. Will be here momentarily.
Water, of course.
Tap, please.
From the tap. Okay. From the yes. Is the fountain okay? I mean, that's hook up to the tap.
No, tap.
From the sink.
You can go into the
bathroom. We could do the sink in the kitchen, if that's.
That's fine. Whatever's easiest.
The meager waiter standing a foot shorter than the imposing Quark, jots down the order, scribbles out, needs to erase and fix a few markings from the failed drawings from the nervousness, and all right, that's two burgers with the full works and a water from the sink and a brownie.
Yes, free brownie.
Free. Yep. Yes. Okay. Thank. That'll be. Where are you sitting?
Excuse us. We're gonna sit at that booth. I gesture at one of the, I assume, full booths.
Can you hurry up, Dad? Jasmine says
What?
quietly under her voice.
I'm waiting on them to leave our booth.
Oh, yeah. I'm so sorry. That's of course that's on me. It's there's patrons there. So if there's a booth here actually that's completely available, right just over here. That'll suit you.
Fine. For my daughter, fine.
Quark decides in a moment of true empathy and kindness to allow this compromise to be made and decides to sit at the nearby booth, much to the relief of the small waiter in front of him, shaking. Okay, that'll be right up, and okay, that's thank you. As the waiter turns, heads back through, lifts the gate, and goes back to the cash register, putting the order in on the machine.
I let my daughter sit in one of the booths first, and then I follow on her side. And I lean in and go, "You see that man, how scared he was.
Yes, Dad, I saw.
If you just applied yourself, you could make him feel the same way."
Dad, we've talked about this before. I don't want to make people feel that way. I want to help people feel better, not feel indebted to me, feel like they have to do things for me.
I think I made his day far, far easier. I reduced all the options that he had. I made sure he did exactly as I said. His brain probably could not handle choice, so I removed that choice. He listened, and now his day is going to go great. He will not suffer.
Persuasion with disadvantage.
Daughter, you can also ease the suffering of others. With my +1 persuasion, that's a 12. And that is a 19.
12 it is.
Could be worse.
It could be worse. Dad, I know you intend for the best, and I want to help people too and ease their suffering, but the way you do it is just not. He was shivering in his sneakers. I want to help people feel confident. They can make decisions for themselves and feel good. And in the future, when you're not around, he can still feel good. People don't. You make yourself so needed by others so that you have to be there telling them what to do for them to function. That's not healthy, Dad.
Clearly, you're in another state. You'll have to talk with one of your female teachers about that. But let's just wait for this person to arrive.
Yes, if you could just not say another thing, that would be perfect.
You're right. Actions speak much more than words.
The two sit quietly at the booth, Jasmine's foot slowly tapping on the ground with her head down in her hands, as Quark watches the chefs, keeping a close eye on their process, making sure that these burgers are prepared immaculately and that the water is to his specification, gotten from the tap, which it is, as the nervous waiter comes back out and puts it down on the table with a bowed head in front of Jasmine.
Son, and I put my arm on his shoulder, which I probably reach at his height. It's all right. It's okay.
Quark
You've done well today.
Puts his arm just slightly out from his sitting position, resting onto the shoulder of this waiter who jumps immediately at the feeling. Thank you. Make a persuasion check.
Yeah. 4.
4.
My first bad roll, yeah.
Thank you, sir. happy to help. If there's anything else you need, okay. Okay, thanks. And the waiter dips out from under the arm, turns, spins, and walks back as quickly as possible without breaking into a sprint.
Have you ever seen such fast service? It's perfect.
Dad, that guy looked like he was about to pee his pants.
Well, I consider that a help. He
Assisted bladder.
yeah.
Quark and Jasmine sit, lingering in the silence that often accompanies their going outs. They're out. What the fuck is the word?
Father-daughter outings?
Their outings, their father-daughter outings and activities. They relish in this silence. Jasmine, because she does not need to hear Quark talk, and Quark, because he appreciates the time for both of them to think and reflect.
Fully imagining all of the ways that he will first introduce himself. So that
After a few minutes, Jasmine's phone rings, buzzing on the table as a little tune plays.
oh no, is he standing you up?
I'll just let me get this. Yes. Quark hears a muffled voice through the other side of the phone as Jasmine speaks into it, turning her head away from him.
Can I do like a perception?
Quark turns, listening closer.
Fuck. Oh, it's still good. 15.
15. Quark manages to make out the sounds of the voice on the other side of the phone. This is no challenge compared to hearing his daughter's footsteps. Hey, I'm here, so whenever you're ready. Yes, that's okay. We're just inside the Shake Shack. Where? Who are you talking about? It's my dad is here, so yeah, sorry about that. He just was in the area and would like to meet you. Jasmine looks over on the phone and quickly turns back, ignoring her father. So if you just come inside, we can. He's really weird, so let's just get this over with quick. I wasn't expecting that. I don't think I'm ready yet. I mean, sure, I'll be right in.
I go into a rage.
As Jasmine hits the hang up button on her phone.
Yeah, just like sandwich in hand, just like smashed like to bits, and all my veins pop and eyes just bloodshot. Yeah. All right, let's get this done.
It's just on.
Wait, what'd you say?
You just like turn on rage. It's just you're sitting there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Full rage mode.
Okay. So pretty much immediately after Jasmine lowers the phone and presses the end call button, a fairly tall figure with windswept brown hair, a jean jacket, and a 3 buttons down unbuttoned button up walks in the door, torn jeans and fresh sneakers. He looks around for a second, scanning the room, and looks like he's waiting or looking for someone.
I stand up and walk over there. Young man, why did you find it fit to come meet my daughter with torn pants?
The boy looks up at this imposing figure of Quark, alarmed, and blinks twice for a second before fully recognizing that this stranger is speaking to him. Let's see. Your daughter, you must be Mr. And he says Quark's last name, which is
It is Albarati.
It's a sick name.
Sounds Italian.
As Darren addresses Mr. Alberati, was it?
Yeah, Alberati.
Alberati. As Darren, as this boy addresses, it's nice to meet you, Mr. Alberati.
It's Alberati.
Alberati. It's
I look
excellent.
back at my daughter, like this fucking guy got her name wrong twice.
It's excellent to meet you, sir. Your daughter is a lovely girl, and it is an outstanding name, Matt. That's like a whew.
That's all D&D Beyond. Good fun.
It's great to be dating your daughter, and she's a lovely girl, and it's excellent to finally meet you.
You find her lovely?
Darren outstretches his hand for a handshake after his statement, to which Quark responds. Oh.
I grab his hand. I use the spell Chill Touch, all the while saying, "Why did you find it fit to come here with torn pants and with your hair messy as it is? Do you not care for my daughter?"
Darren responds first to the prompt of whether the daughter is lovely with a yes, sir. She immediately met by this freezing handshake and this crushing tight grip wrapping around his entire arm, wrapping around his entire hand and wrist. The chill shocks through his body. Do you intend just a general kind of discomfort, right?
I'll if you won't let me do this, I'll say what I would like to happen. It does damage. It does necrotic damage, and then it reduces health points by that amount. I rolled 9. If it will, I don't want it to like hurt. I want it to be like he's drained of his life force because it's like a necrotic damage thing. I want it to be like lethargic and tired, and not like I'm killing him. If you allow that, I will do it. If not, then I will.
I love it. That's perfect. That's an excellent use of the spell. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So.
His HP max is reduced by 9. Just so you know.
As this grip is met, and Darren suddenly feels the shock of the cold, you see it travel through his body, and his arms start to go a bit limp, and his head dips down for a moment as this magical effect from Quark's hand pulls the energy straight out of it. A viewer on the outside could see that. Did I say the viewer? Yeah, could see that Darren's. Sorry, I had Matt's message. He said "Dad cock block." As Darren's enthusiasm and even his anxiety is sapped straight out of him, and he is reduced into a muted state. This is how I usually dress, and your daughter likes it, so this is what I decided to wear for our date.
Is he country now? What happened?
He was always a little country. He's just more country when he's tired.
Okay. And where are you taking my daughter this evening?
Quark says, still holding the hand, or has now released this necrotic?
Still holding the hand so hard.
Quark still crushing down this grip entirely around Darren's hand, which has become just a bit paler and is even turning purple at the fingertips from this grip. Looks into Darren's eyes and asks him where he's going where he's planning to go this evening.
Mm-hmm.
Darren, leaning up just slightly, gaining his composure a small bit, responds, we're gonna grab some food at the Shake Shack, sir, and we're gonna go to a movie, and then we were gonna just walk around a bit, and I was gonna take she was going to drive herself home, sir.
Well,
it's great to, Darren says, looking down at his hand, which is trembling under this grip. great to meet you, sir. And if I've offended you in any way, it's we were gonna tell you very soon. I'm glad that it's happening now.
What have I done to make you think I'm not pleased?
Quark asks, staring into the sapped Darren's eyes.
Have I not been anything but cordial to you?
You, sir, Mr. Alborati, you've been very polite, and to me, it's just, your grip is just a little. It's distracting.
Sorry, that some people can be so weak. Not I, nor my daughter are like you. Remember that. Enjoy. I've already paid for your dinner. And I gesture to like the burger in front of my daughter and the tap water across from it.
And the brownie.
Yeah.
Quark turns back, gesturing to the table, the magnificent feast of freshly cooked burgers with all of the toppings, a topless plastic cup of sink water, and a single wrapped brownie.
If you touch my daughter's burger or brownie, I will know about it. And there will be consequences. Have her home by 8. Enjoy your evening. And I would like to do an insight check, actually, on this person.
It's still holding Darren's hand?
No, at this point, I've let go.
Quark, now letting go of Darren's hand, gives him a final warning of the night as Darren nods along through each demand, almost beginning to speak at the touching his daughter's brownie or burger comment, but deciding against it, and then listening for the end of the sentence. Go ahead, insight.
I want 18.
Okay. What are you looking for?
The fuck's this man's deal? Why is he? I want to know if his interest in my daughter is genuine, and then also if he's a good person.
Her exquisite burger and brownies.
Exactly. That's what he's at.
All right. As Quark says this and releases, Darren speaks back to him. Of course, Mr. Alborati, I'll be very respectful, and the food is all hers, except for the burger. Thank you for buying me that, and hopefully
the burger is hers.
Both of the burgers.
There's like a half eat. No, one of them was for me. I fully ate half of the burger. No, that was not for him. No.
Oh, I thought you left. Oh, okay.
No, there's just tap water for him. That was all.
Oh, the tap water's for him. I thought it was for, okay.
No, that was for him, yeah.
Is that clearly communicated, or did you intend to communicate that?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, okay. He picked up on that then. Thank you for the water. I'll be sure to have that and stay hydrated. I appreciate the concern, Mr. Alborati, and
it's important to stay hydrated.
And I'll take good care of your daughter and make sure it's fun, and that it's it goes well. It was great meeting you, sir. And as Quark glares at Darren, sussing out his intention, seeing deep into his soul what type of person he is. Is he someone who demands respect? Is he a fighter? Is he simply one who wants to be in the spotlight with weak admiration and adoration, skills and resources that are truly worthless in the end, fool's gold? He looks at Darren and sees a young boy about his daughter's age and equally misguided. Darren seems to act like everyone else in this world, not understanding what truly matters to Quark anyway. Darren appears to support the softer side of Jasmine that she seems so hell-bent on clinging on to and nurturing in herself. Other than that, though, Darren seems like a normal enough person.
Does he actually like her? Or like, does it seem like he has an ulterior motive, or does he, with my 18? Does that give me enough?
Give me another roll with disadvantage.
What?
Just one more. Like, this is your... I'm adding disadvantage to that specific question. Quark ponders over his mind and sees these traits in Darren, as he does when he analyzes others. And he thinks for himself to a moment, finally, whether Darren's...
22 and a 23.
Sheesh! Whether Darren's intentions for his daughters are true. And he realizes, how could they not be? Who could not admire the exquisite Jasmine that is his offspring? Her talents and her abilities, even though she doesn't like using them, her ability to command respect truly to others would be admirable and intoxicating even. And so he recognizes that this Darren must truly have fallen for his daughter.
And he's not a villain. I got that much with my
He's
higher than what I
normal enough person, not a villain in any way that any normal person is, but at the same time, not exceptional to Quark's gaze.
Fascinating. So what are y'all watching?
We're gonna watch Chainsaw Bloody Kill Time 3. It's
an excellent choice.
Thank you, sir. It's not Jasmine's favorite, but I really like it, so she said she'd go along for me.
Wow. And I look at my daughter. Enjoy yourself.
Quark says, turning to his daughter, who has not been able to take her eyes off of this conversation, sitting at the table, peering up anxiously over her hands. She simply nods at her father and makes eye contact with Darren.
Yeah. They said Shake Shack and then movie and then what else he said?
And then walking around. Quark remembers back earlier into this conversation and remembers Darren's final plan of walking around and looking around the mall and outdoor pavilion before returning home.
All right. I want her home by 8, a second later. Well, my daughter doesn't like me making threats. You understand.
Intimidation? Is it intimidation either way? Even if you don't intend it, I want to...
Nat 20 plus 1. I promise I'm not lying. These rolls have been
These rolls are nasty. Oh my god.
I'm gonna want D&D Beyond forever. This is great.
Darren looking up at Quark, who so offhandedly threatened him in the way that Quark has done 10,000 times before to colleagues, to associates, to higher ups, just casually threatening, not even needing to mention what would be done if they crossed him. And Darren understands down to his most core soul the repercussions that would happen to him if anything were to happen to Jasmine on his watch or off his watch, even if it was a complete accident that had nothing to do with Darren. And he feels
45 hours after he drops
he feels the urgent need to keep her safe even more than he would himself.
All right. Goodbye. And I walk off. And wait, how far can I be out of eye shot but be within earshot?
Eye shot. That would be yeah, he is sharp when it comes to his daughter. True. Quark is dad goals. Quark,
no, he's not. This is terrible. This is awful.
Quark walks past Darren, bidding him adieu, and exits the Shake Shack and turns the corner, leaving out of eye shot, almost blending into a crowd were it not for his incredibly imposing stance and the small berth around him that every single crowd forms to stay out of his way. He walks a bit out of the way, making sure to listen incredibly keenly for the voice of his daughter. If you'd like to make a perception, I need to go pee. It happens. That's what people do. Please entertain the crowd. You guys are
Will
all
do.
great.
I'm gonna rant about guys and everybody. What's James doing? Weird guy. That James. This man is terrifying. I don't know if I've fully ever enjoyed a playing a character that much. That is absolutely delightful. I hate him, but I also love him. You know, it's a weird relationship I have. Am I allowed to catch up on chat? Is James gonna be mad at me if I look at chat? I just won't look at what's on the board because I still don't want to know. Oh no, it doesn't update me on what y'all been talking. Oh wait, I can see. Oh, the paternal instinct. Yep, very true. Strong paternal instincts from this man. Uh, Matt, you're right. Matt, I like all your comments. These are great. Yeah. Is this what I hope? I swear to God, if I'm like this as a real dad, I'm gonna freak out. I won't be. I promise. Got any dads in the audience? Any dads out there? Is this accurate? I've never been one, believe it or not. I'm not qualified. James, you'll have to let me know if people respond. I asked if there's any dads in the audience. I want to know if this is accurate.
We got a ha ha ha. That's fair. Quark is awesome.
He's something. Oh. I'm ready for this emotional roller coaster.
I don't know where this is. We'll see where this takes us. Okay. Yeah.
I have a plan. James.
Matt is not a dad. He is not qualified to speak.
Funded. Fair enough. Me neither. This is my worst case scenario dad situation.
All right. As Quark Alberati exits the Shake Shack, listening out closely, he is a certain amount successful based on a perception roll.
Thought that was an one. 13.
13. Quark
7+.
turns just past the windows of the Shake Shack and stands at just past the corner of this little building built into the wall of this mall, and stands as the crowd moves around him, listening into the restaurant out for his daughter's voice. Unable to travel much further, but out of eye shot. All right. Quark overhears the conversation between Jasmine and Darren as Darren approaches the table. Hi, yeah, sorry about that. That was my dad. He's kind of the worst, as I saw. Are you feeling okay? Did he say? I mean, I heard what he said to you, but it's totally fine. He wouldn't actually do anything to you. Oh, yeah, no, it's fine. I mean, that's how, those old, those dads, are, how that can be. So, yeah, he wouldn't actually do any of that. So that's good to hear. So how are you? Why did he, come along? Was that, oh, no, that was just that, he just kind of, does those things sometimes and shows up and doesn't know when to keep his stupid head and face out of things and just leave. But that's just how he is. And so yeah, maybe I'm not feeling hungry anymore and he didn't even get you any food, so if we could go somewhere else.
I step out from around the corner. It's all right, daughter. Message received. And I walk off in a direction that she can visibly see me walk away.
Okay.
And I would like to maybe you could do a take 20. I would like to look around for a daddy-daughter duo.
To find a daddy-daughter? Yeah.
Preferably in our age range.
How long would you want to spend looking?
30 minutes.
30 minutes? Yeah, okay, you can take 20. Well,
Cool. 30 minutes isn't 20 hours or whatever.
yeah, wait, just give me an investigation first. We'll see.
With advantage, I'm taking forever.
Yeah, okay.
20 minutes is a long time to find a
Oh, wait,
person.
so you visibly walk away.
20.
And then you spend this time looking. Is that right?
Yes.
So as Quark walks away, making himself known to his daughter and Darren, neither of which look particularly surprised as he comes out and says, "Message understood," and turns to walk away, the couple rises from their seats and Jasmine leads Darren by the hand out of the shop and towards another place in the mall. I mean, no, it's all right. Whatever you want to do, that's that's fine. As they head off to another section of the mall, and Quark looks around for another father-daughter pairing somewhere in this crowd. What'd you roll?
21.
Quark looks around, spending time looking at several pairs, apparently father-son, mother-son, father-daughter. A couple of them, in fact, which walk by. He spots some with a particularly young daughter, maybe 3 years old. That's too young for him and for this purpose, whatever it is, until finally he spots a pairing that looks quite similar. There's a large, bulky father, clearly works in some type of manual labor industry with worn, calloused hands and nearly bulging out of his button-up. And daughter, teenage, must be around his daughter's age, walking with him as he holds her purse and a few belongings from their purchasing trip.
I wait till either she goes off to look at something or he goes off to look at something, and I would like to go to him.
The daughter of this group, looks over at the Shake Shack and pulls on her father's button up, pointing. He nods his head as she turns and walks towards the restaurant, heading in as he follows just behind her. Then Quark, emerging from the crowd, comes up and taps on the shoulder of, or just emerges and approaches this father, still holding these bags of clothes and some candies and other goods from the shopping.
Excuse me, sir. You look like somebody who knows what he's doing.
Hey. Yes, sir. What was that? You need something?
Yes, I think I need advice. I have a daughter about your age, and I've noticed that she's been rather obstinate with me.
You gotta yeah, daughter problems. I know how those can go. Yeah.
Any advice on how to make her do what you want and how to make her listen to what you say and not really do anything?
Canonically, in the lore, you guys must be in the South because you guys are the only ones without Southern accents.
She's British. I'm weird, gravelly American.
Trying to get your daughter to behave. I mean, ain't that the experience of a dad, just always struggling to get something? I mean, look, with my daughter, what I do is I just take good care of my little Cindy. We go out shopping, we do fun things together. I buy her things, and if she ever needs help with something or if she wants to go somewhere, I try to be helpful where I can, make time for her. So
that sounds like a frivolous waste of time. Why would you just tell her to listen to you? Clearly, I thought I had you need help, sir.
Persuasion.
Yeah, it seems like you have it worse than I do. 7.
What the hell are you talking about? I got the problem. Look, don't you want to see your daughter smile or not? I mean, what sounds like you got a lot of problems. Maybe you should, I don't know, see a therapist or something.
There are more things important than smiling.
He waves at this man who Quark approached, looks up as his daughter is calling over to him, looking confused as he talks to Quark, and he looks up and waves over at her, holding the bagged goods. Look, buddy, you gotta figure this one out on your own if you can't even make your daughter happy. I mean, that's why else would you have a kid? All right. Best of luck to you.
Live on in my legacy and to clearly you don't understand. I go.
The man
I'd like
looks
to
back
go.
at Quark judgingly as he heads into the Shake Shack following his daughter.
I would like to go to, like one of those screens in the mall for like locations and look for a therapist.
Quark approaches the
What you're expecting.
Quark approaches the tall screen inside the mall, coming up to it and immediately understanding its inner workings as he is intelligent, competent, and well-abled. He flicks through different give me an investigation, but he flicks through different settings on the screen.
27.
He flicks through different settings on the screen, going through the basic categorizations, past them: food, retail, clothing, other types of stores that you would expect from a mall like this. He goes into the search functionality to find what he's looking for. However, he knows that this might not be naturally something that to be found in a mall or linked on one of these systems, and so he
Plenty of therapists in malls. What are
he
you
goes
talking
into advanced search and opens the advanced search, a small feature, a tiny button at the bottom left corner, which he reaches down and hits, and then he begins typing in keywords in order to locate anywhere within a mile radius of this mall and its slight outstanding, the satellite locations around it. He advanced searches and finds a therapist, in fact, just outside of the mall, a building right on the outskirts of the mall, a satellite building owned by the mall but not directly included in the mall itself. And with these skills, he identifies Larry Henderson's therapy shack.
Wonderful. I would also like to note in my head where the theater is and where the pavilion is, so I have easy access to that later on.
Quark takes mental note of the Cinemax Theater on the top floor of the mall, and the pavilion, which is just out the doors on the top floor, a large area which, like now in the winter, has ice skating and lights up, and many people who walk around and enjoy food and scenery.
All right, let's see what this whole therapy thing's about.
Quark mutters to himself as he turns and begins walking. Sorry, go ahead.
I go outside and barge into the therapist's office.
Quark walks directly through every single group along the way, walking against the flow of traffic, but still splitting the entire stream of people walking in his way. As he crosses to the mall, pushes out the exit doors, walks just outside through the brisk cold, and then enters with the sign glowing bright above the door and neon fluorescent lights: Larry Henderson Therapy Shack.
This is tacky.
As he thinks to himself, or mutters out loud, as he pushes through two thin wooden doors with a seeming bamboo facade over their outside. As he pushes through and enters, and is immediately greeted by a tropical Hawaiian-esque music, leis hanging from the ceiling, flowers around like a flower print on the trim of the room. And he sees behind the counter a tall counter made of thatch on the sides and a light wood on top. There is a receptionist of sorts wearing a red shirt with white flowers on it.
Hello, I'm here for therapy.
Hello and welcome to Larry Henderson's Therapy Shack. I am Susie and I will be helping you today. Is there something you need, sir? Looking to book an appointment with Larry?
I'm here to talk to him, yes.
All right. We don't usually do drop-ins, but it is a little late in the evening and he is around, so I could see if there's any availability for that.
Please tell him it's an emergency.
If it's an emergency, we usually recommend you dial 911 and let the officials handle those emergency responsibilities. We are not a place for emergency of medical kind or
emergency, a therapy emergency.
therapy. I'll let him know. I'll be right back, sir. Thank you. If you would just like to take a seat in any of the, she says, gesturing around at thin-framed wooden chairs sitting low to the ground with, again, a dried thatch on their backs and bottoms.
I'll stand.
All right, sir. That's no problem at all, and I'll just be I'll run and get him. As this woman leaves from behind the counter and opens one door in the back of the room, and Quark can hear muttering through the walls.
Can I hear?
Quark listens closely to hear what is being said.
If it's perception, it is 23.
Quark can hear straight through the thin walls of this shack. Although it has a concrete outside to the building, everything inside is built out of thin wood and thatch and other dried, what is plastic shaped to look like dried leaves and other construction materials.
It's the worst therapy office I've ever heard of. A nightmare.
And through these thin walls, he hears, Larry, there's someone out there. He's saying it's a real urgent. He called it a therapy emergency. He was hoping, what is a therapy emergency? That's okay. Yes, I mean, if we could do a walk-in. I know you had a busy day, but since yes, all right, just send him in here, all right? Yes, you got it, Larry. As the door swings back open, pushing out.
I heard. Thank you.
I
walk forward into the door.
Cindy is pushed out of the way. Cindy steps out of the way for the imposing Quark as he walks past her through this doorway, passing through the hanging plastic leaves which lay in front of the door. You got it. I'll be out here when you need me. Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm. Interesting place you have here, sir.
As Cindy walks back and shuts the door behind Quark, stepping back behind the counter on the other side. As Quark steps through and sees in front of him, presumably Larry Henderson, the therapist of the therapy shack, a man with a balding head and spindly white hairs on either side. He wears thin glasses with tiny circles at the very front that he leans deep in front of his nose. He wears a beaten up brown overcoat laying over a floral Hawaiian shirt and beige trousers. And he sits back with his leg crossed and his loafers on full display. Thank you for that's not what he sounds like. Thank you for coming in. It's as you said, my Cindy told me that you had a therapy emergency.
Yes, my daughter isn't listening to me. She's currently on a date with a boyfriend right now, doing things far less important than what she should be doing.
I see. So I'm beginning to understand. Larry Henderson leans forward in his seat, placing his elbows on his thighs and leaning his chin on his hands. Well, I'm beginning to gather the situation here. It is that you're displeased with how your daughter's living her life and how she might not be keeping up to the expectations you had set out for her in your head as when you gave birth to her and what you planned for her.
Exactly.
I can
You
tell
understand.
you are a man with very high expectations, and that can be difficult for.
Not yet done, so it's going on her part.
We often think these things. We think that we.
Now you're back.
Okay. Larry Henderson responding to Quark. It's quite often that we have these thoughts that we think, oh, this is easily achievable, and we believe that something is possible and easy, and everyone else must be doing it. Oh, look, if they can do it, then of course I can, and that must be easy. But in fact, we often have a distorted view of what is reasonable or what is achievable, and in fact, what we are already doing or close to that is quite enough, and we're setting unachievable and unrealistic expectations that in the end just end up being unhealthy and reducing productivity and happiness.
I don't think you understand, sir. That is not inachievable. It is perfectly. My daughter and I are near gods. And I like in my hand manifest a minor illusion of just like a weird illusion of like 4 horses pulling apart the limbs of a character that looks just like him. We can do things that you cannot begin to comprehend. She has this gift as well. It is within her grasp to do such a thing.
Is that intimidation, persuasion? What do you?
It's not meant to be. It's just meant to say
Okay.
that it is not a skill thing that she is lacking. What?
Wait, what are you saying?
Just because his point was that it's like he made it sound like I'm wanting her to be a doctor and I think it's easy. No, it's literally an inherent blood magic ability she possesses. It's not about ability. Like she just has the ability.
Okay, it's good to know what you're trying to communicate.
If you want me to roll, I can, but that was not meant to be intimidation.
Yes, Larry Henderson says, pulling his glasses off and wiping them with a cloth that he pulls out from his coat pocket. Yes, I understand that you think that based on these abilities that you were born with and this natural talent that you have, and it's very impressive, sir. And I'm sure your daughter is very impressive as well, that this means there's a higher bar for you, or you must achieve more than others. But in the end, there is what is achievable and what is realistic based on someone's desires and wants, and what is too much and expectations that simply feel too high to achieve and end up doing more harm than good for both the ones setting those goals and those they are attempting to hold them to. Are you getting what I'm saying here? It's not so much that your daughter can't do these things, but maybe just that she shouldn't be trying to do those things.
And what if she's wrong?
Well, I suppose one question that this comes back to is what is it that you would like for your daughter? Is it you must happiness and a good life?
Those are not desirable traits.
And
those are not necessary things.
And what is it that you look for yourself, sir? Oh, and what was your name? I'm Larry Henderson.
I know who you are, Mr. Henderson. My name is Quark.
Quark, it's nice to meet you. And what is it that you want for yourself, Quark? Let's focus on you for now.
James, have we already discussed like this dude's background?
Have we already discussed this dude's background? Are you trying to remember if there's something you've skimmed over?
Or like, did you like this guy's rich? That much I know. Like, what's his job been?
Rich, he has. Borg thinks back for a moment, remembering the many times in his past that he has used his abilities, both magical and persuasive and magically enhanced persuasion, in order to gain the respect and gain power over his colleagues, co-workers, and others around him, in order to move himself up through the ranks after much struggle to the illustrious position that he now holds and the power that he has, with very few being able to enter a room and being more important or respectable than himself.
Okay. It's not difficult, sir. All that anyone should want is the ability to be better than others, to have power, to have control, to have that assured feeling that at night anything that will ever be is beneath you.
Of
It's
course.
assurance.
Who would not want control? That is a wonderful thing. It means things cannot hurt you, things cannot go wrong. It
And
appears
my daughter does the
you
opposite, where she relinquishes her control to other people, leaving it fully up to them to decide if they help her or not. Leaning on the goodwill of others is a way to get hurt.
Of course, yes. So your daughter, she is something that you cannot control. Your whole life you have, it appears, been have worked towards controlling others and having more and more beneath you and under your control, so that it is not unpredictable and so that it is reassuring and safe and not scary. Let me ask you a question, Quark. To what end would you like this safety? Is there a reason? Do you feel unsafe? Is there a reason you want everything under your control?
Can I do an insight check?
Sure.
Quark doesn't like being questioned, even though this is fully a therapy session.
Quark looks. He gives a contemplative, skeptical eye look, side eye to Larry Henderson, the Therapy Shack therapist.
A total of 12. What does Quark think?
Quark recognizes that Larry is a therapist, and this means that he asks questions, but to what end, Quark does not know. Quark knows that people come to these therapy sessions because they're told it will help them. Sometimes it makes them more productive, sometimes it doesn't. But he doesn't know exactly how these things go and what plans this therapist might have.
Right. Sorry, I got lost in thought. What was the question?
Maybe we should just cut straight to the point. How was your childhood? How was your relationship with your parents, Quark?
It was an interesting one. My father, incredibly weak man. My mother, incredibly powerful. At the age of 10, I killed him.
You killed your father. Yes, go on.
Yeah. He got a little tiffy with me for playing with my toys too much, and I said, "Father, don't you dare ever talk to me again." And then I snapped his neck.
And
any other details you'd like to know?
Yes, I'd if we could just talk a bit more about this. Why did you do this to him?
I would not let a man who showed such weakness my entire life to then try to hold some power over me, to think that he could possess power over me is an insult to me, and I could not let it stand.
And what of this weakness? Why do you feel so strongly against this weakness? What was it that his weakness did to hurt you or someone you love?
It was pathetic to think that somebody like him could be, that I could come from somebody like him. I've never thought about that actually. But yes, I think that's what it was. To
Yes,
be
and
related to him.
you felt shamed to be from him, to be related to him.
I hadn't processed it like that, but I maybe, yeah.
Shame is it's just a powerful emotion. It makes us do many things.
It's fucking ridiculous.
I think we should dig a bit further. I think that shame is going to be an important recurring feature in your life. Why do you know where this shame came from? What's wrong, Quark, with being weak? Why can't there be weak and strong? What makes you feel this shame?
There should be weak in the world, and there is, but not in me, not in my family.
Because that means you wouldn't have control.
In part, yes. Over others. Yeah.
And that
over
would
ourselves.
open you up to danger and risk and loss.
Correct. Be vulnerable. As I've told my daughter, we can never be vulnerable.
Let me ask you, Quark, if you're never vulnerable and you never take risks, how will you ever expect others to do that and risk opening up themselves to you so that you can have a deeper connection, so that you can reveal those parts of you that are dangerous to allow others to connect with, but are key to forming bonds with other people? Or is that
Not desirable?
not desirable?
Not desirable.
Not desirable. And so in life, you seek power so that you can have control. And you want this control so that you don't have to be vulnerable. Let me ask. Ah.
Are we back? Are we back? We're back in therapy, boys. Now I'm more country than anything else. Again, my default go-to, my go-to damn. Gosh darn accent. I don't know if we're live or not, but I got this beautiful book on. Now I'm just into Japanese culture. That's just what I'm doing.
Now you're just cultured.
I know. See, D&D leads to edumacating. That's the.
Let us know if we are live for you.
Yes, I'll check on. I think.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, I think.
Awesome. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you.
All right. So let's get down to the bottom of this, Quark. You want power and control so that you are not vulnerable and nothing can hurt you, and that everything will go exactly as you expect it. In that world, if you never open up those vulnerable parts of yourselves, if you never bring forth those deeper connections that risk hurting you, how do you expect to ever become close? Is the end goal just to have a whole world, like a fantasy in your head that you decide everything that happens? And where's the value in being strong in a world where nothing really matters?
Can you, as the therapist, roll a persuasion check for me, and you decide if it's with advantage or disadvantage or flat? And let me know what happens.
What are you thinking about this statement? I think is how I would decide.
I think the Quark that I know would be fully obstinate and not at all willing to change.
Give disadvantage.
I'm so sad though. I want change. I want growth, but I can't. I cannot commit.
It's a nat 1.
I've had enough of this. I'm done with this conversation. I appreciate the free therapy session. I'll be
Quark,
on my
if we
way.
could just one more question of your time.
Yes.
Fully standing up.
Do you care about your daughter? What do you want for her? Do you want for her to have what she wants? Do you want for her to have what you have? When you die and she is the, still left here in this world, what is it that you want her to have?
Success, which is power, information, wealth, to be able to handle herself and not need anything from others, to never be vulnerable.
It sounds like you want her to not get hurt.
Yes, of course.
Might I just, and this is just for you to ponder, you think about when you do your actions and try to control her, that might be the thing that causes her pain. Have you ever seen that hurt her? And maybe even if for you, all you want is control and you don't want to open those vulnerable bits because it's too painful and not worth the risk, is that for her, that might be different. Are you hurting her by trying to give her what you want instead of what she wants? And that's just...
I think Quark, as he says that, he flashes back to that same flashback we had earlier, maybe through a different lens of how he didn't play with her and instead decided at that point to fully never interact with her in that way again, and just and how much that hurt her and how much she just wanted to play and how different their relationship was at that time.
Quark flashes back to a scene. Voldemort is on the TV. Quark cures Voldemort's issues, gains him as a powerful political ally, and turns the TV to a military showing of force before ending his magic on his daughter's toys, refusing to do a voice, and leaving her promptly.
If you'll allow me, I think despite that one, I'm now overruling that my personal thoughts and being within this character will overrule. So we'll retcon that, I guess.
I thought it was for that one role. You can try.
Yeah, that makes sense too. Quark sits down. Very good job, therapist. That was great. That was genuinely convincing for my character. I think he sits back down. Don't talk. That's the thing. Quark would like to go back into that memory and kill himself at that moment, and switch fuck all timeline stuff and switch bodies with that. Actually, no, never mind, not kill him. Is there any way for him to go back in time, change that guy's mentality, and then also to alter this timeline, I guess?
Okay. I can give you something that achieves, I think, what you're trying to get at. Give me an Arcana check, but with advantage. This is apparently the type of thing you are incredibly talented at because your daughter is so good at it.
16.
Quark, using a mental manipulation, is Christmas Carol all along. True. This was all a big long con.
Was this Christmas Carol?
No, that would be fucking insane if okay. Quark, using mental manipulation magic that he has trained over the years in order to overcome adversaries and take power for himself, points this for the first time ever at himself, enters his own memories back to that memory that Jasmine showed him earlier. He enters, seeing himself fixing the nose of Voldemort on TV, refusing to his daughter to do the voices for Princess Cupcake. And he rewinds it just a few seconds to the start as the young Jasmine calls out, "Danny, do the voice for Princess Cupcake." And he looks and sees his former self, just slightly less muscular. That was a few years less of training, about 10 years of training fewer. And he looks at himself and and interacts. Yeah, go ahead. You are.
I would like to do the mind manipulation, I guess, on past me to where he does the cupcake voice.
Yo, it's Inception. You enter the memories of your memory self. Yeah, give me a Arcana check.
With advantage.
No, flat this time. You've never done something like this.
Natural 1.
Check this out. All right. Quark, back in his memory, watching this scene about to unfold, reaches out to change the memories and the feelings of his past self, and is met with a cold, hard hand grabbing his own arm and twisting it around as himself from the past rises up, booming back at himself. Go ahead.
So it's like physically interacting with me?
Yeah, you are grabbed. Quark is grabbed by the past version of himself in this memory who is stopping this action, twisting his own arm and booming back at himself.
Oh, so past me is saying this. Oh, who the fuck are you? And why do you look like me?
Roll initiative.
Oh shit. Oh my god. I was fully not expecting combat this entire one. 16.
Dude, I should get some music for this, actually.
This is wild. No world did I expect this to be the outcome of today's.
All right. Let's get our combat music. All right, here we go.
So sad I don't have access to any of that.
Wait, you can't hear it. That's okay. You can watch the stream later.
On match. Oh
yeah, maybe I should do our classic one. Right. As Quark from the past grabs the arm, twisting it, of future Quark, shouting back, "Who the fuck are you and why do you look like me?" as he swings a hard arm, going for a solid punch to the face. Immediately enraged, his whole body lighting up with a vigor and furiousness. It's your turn, however.
So my first act?
Yep. Quark from the future, in his own memory, reacts first, having a moment before the punch connects.
I also go into a rage, and I swing twice to hit because I have double weapon, nat 20, so I crit, and then I guess I'll do my crit.
How much HP do you have?
How much HP? 73. Okay. So I do 12 points of damage on the first attack, and then I get a 23 on my second attack, so I assume I hit there too.
What's your AC?
My armor class is only 12.
Oh, that's probably wrong, but whatever.
I do a total of 20 points of damage to him.
Right.
And then I also... that's all I got.
As Quark from the past swings up, Quark from the future swings down his other arm, punching in the face. Yeah, punching? Yeah, sure. Striking down, invigorating himself with rage and striking down onto the face of his past self, so aggressive and ready to fight this intruder. He hits, the fist connects, and he goes for another swing, slamming on the jaw with an uppercut of his past self, who is hit, stumbles for just a split moment, but with this rage in his body, clenches his jaw and finishes going through with his swing. What is your damage when you hit?
Total of 20.
No, sorry. What is your damage on an attack? I need your stat block, basically.
With the great axe, I do 1d12 plus 2.
Yeah, that's
and
just
I have
your
a plus
fist.
6 to hit.
Just say it's your fist right now.
Okay.
What the heck is a d12? Oh shoot, I don't have my d12. Okay. That's okay.
You can make it a d10. He's weaker, that's fine.
Yeah, sure. That's what I'll do. The past Quark is knocked. His first punch is knocked out by the future Quark striking down at him, and he goes in for a second blow, dealing 7 cut in half points of damage. So
To me?
3? Yeah, does rage round up or down?
Everything rounds down, I think. I would like to use my reaction to cast shield and throw up a shield. And that adds +5 to my AC. Does that still hit?
Still hits.
Fuck. What a waste of a reaction. Okay. And I'm out of spell
Quark from the
slots.
future, changed from his therapy session, puts up a defensive arm, which is passed straight by his past self. Passed straight by his past self as the punch connects.
Narrator's getting flustered.
This is quite a confusing scene as Quark battles his own memory of himself.
Can my young daughter see this?
Jasmine, was sitting here holding pink princess cupcake, looks up and screams, "Ah!" as she sees her father suddenly in direct combat with her father. She begins casting a spell.
Yasmin, it's me. I mean, we're both me. But this man is an asshole. I've been terrible to you. I am from the future. This only takes place in 6 seconds. And I want to change. And I want to change him so he'll be better to you. And so I'll be better to future you. Sorry that you're seeing.
Give me a persuasion check.
+1. It's almost a 17. 10 +1.
And now, give me a Quark from the future turns to face his daughter, screaming and beginning to cast magic with her blue and green emblematic glow as he turns and speaks to her, explaining why he's here. Quark from the past of this memory responds, turning and shouting back as well to his daughter.
Wait. Quark from the past. Don't listen to him. What have I taught you? All right? No mercy on him. On me. You know what to do. He's not me. You know me.
Roll persuasion from yourself. With advantage.
Fuck me. 5. 13. Fuck. 1 higher or 2 higher.
Jasmine, confused, halts her magic and sits there for a moment staring at the two fathers, the two Quarks who stand directly in front of her. Her turn passes. It's your turn, future Quark.
Yasmin, I am sorry that you have to see this. I won't kill him. I just want to be better. Can I again try to use my turn to try to... Oh, fuck. What a waste of last time, then. What am I rolling? Arcana?
Yeah, it'll have... based on your... You got a nat 1 before?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, yeah. Triple disadvantage.
What? Oh, then I'm not going to do that. Never mind.
No, wait. You gotta, like... I've locked you in now. You've already...
What? I have to?
Yeah.
You're making me
do
do
triple
an
disadvantage is a secret.
Fine, whatever. So 9, 21, 9.
Oh, sorry. I guess double disadvantage, not triple.
It's still 9.
Yeah. Quark from the future reaches out once again to try to give his past self what he has learned and change what happened. However, his past self, vehemently resisting any change, smacks his arm out of the way and shouts back to himself.
No, that's not gonna work. You should know, old man. Not on me.
Quark from the future realizes that when there's such a powerful resistance, so much life force and energy and rage, vigor coming from his past self, that this will not be an easy task to achieve.
No shit. Okay. All right. Do I have any bonus actions? Oh, if that was an action. Oh no, it's only if I do.
That was your turn?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Quark
Ooh,
from the
wait,
past.
I'll hide. I can hide for free. I'll hide.
You'll hide?
Yeah.
When you're standing 5 feet away from him?
Yeah, it'll give me plus 2d6 damage on an attack for being a rogue.
Does that work? Can you hide in plain sight?
I think it's with disadvantage to hide while in the middle.
Go for it. You wanna roll?
Yeah, stealth. I only have plus 2 to stealth. That's a 7. Probably immediately fails. And a 18.
Quark from the future jumps back after failing this attempt to convert his past self, realizing a change of tactics is needed as he begins shifting and moving light on his feet like he has done in brawls before, and he looks like almost a blur in his ability and talent to move and confuse his opponent.
Did I hide? Holy shit, that's wild. Well, that's insane. Okay.
Quark from the past now strikes again, enraged at this intruder, this future self, this someone who is trying now to speak to his daughter and corrupt her thinking. It's personal. All right. Both connect.
Rip.
Quark from the past jumps now at the you increased no, that's just damage. Yeah, jumps now at the future Quark. Gotta get some better names. At the future Quark who is attempting to prepare himself for battle and lands both fists at the same time, smashing on his past self's head, crushing him, his future self's head, crushing it between his fists. This would deal 24 damage to any normal human, but the enraged Quark only takes 12. As Quark from the future resists this force as 2 fists come slamming down on his head.
You pack a mean punch for someone so weak.
Quark will come out victorious, that is true.
That is a fact.
You pack a mean punch for someone who's dead? What'd you say?
Who's so weak.
Oh.
My turn?
Yeah. Oh no, sorry. Now it is Jasmine's turn, who will begin casting a more gentle type of spell, weaving a much lighter blue magic with her hand as she closes her eyes and focuses.
Sweetie, please, I know you've been miserable. I didn't, but now I imagine that you were. And I'm sorry, and I hope that can change.
Quark speaks these uncommonly kind words to his daughter. Roll for persuasion.
That one, 14.
Jasmine looks up to hear her father's voice, so perfectly familiar, barely the tiniest bit more grisly with age, and she's confused. Daddy wouldn't talk like that, but you...
Because he's a bad person, yeah. I've changed. There's a great therapist on the other side of this portal, and I see it in a different light now.
Jasmine's magic fizzles out under her hand as she looks confused. Are you really My daddy?
Young Korik shout, you petulant child, listen to me and cast your spells. You're strong, I've raised you to be so.
Is that intimidation or persuasion?
For sure, intimidation. They're both the same mechanically, but 7 plus 1 is 8.
Um, 8. Okay. No, I don't think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just keep talking, okay? Jasmine shouts back at 2 copies of Quark, confused. It is now the turn of Quark, the intruder on this memory. Intruder Quark.
Alright. 20, dirty 20 for the first one. 23 for the second one. So they both hit. No damage. And I have sneak attack, so that's 10 plus 2d6. Which will be 10 plus 5, 15 for the first attack. For the second attack, it'll be 3, so a total of 18 points of damage. Does he have my health or less because he's weaker?
We'll see.
Alright, don't you dare talk to her that way. As he's like pummeling the shit out of his younger self.
As Intruder Quark smashes down upon his past self in this memory, releasing his anger at years of failures. The Quark from the memory, though, however, is, after all, Quark, and is stubborn, bullheaded, and will not go down easily, as he holds up his head proudly, even as he is pummeled down by these fists. And that was pre-rage, was 18, right?
Yes.
Okay.
If you want to bonus action to you.
Yeah.
Can I bonus action to cast the spell?
Wait, use a
with
bonus
disadvantage.
What's a spell?
To do the memory swipe thing again, or like the memory alter.
Try.
I keep forgetting about it at the start of my turn. This guy's just so infuriating
You're just beaten down. It's even Quark, still being true to himself, is lost a bit in this battle as Intruder Quark pummels his past self, forgetting a bit about the reason he came here and releasing his anger on his past failures, so clearly solidified in front of him. As past Quark, holding his head strong against these fists, responds.
Past Quark. Sorry, I was like, wait, fucking, which one is it? I'll talk to her however the fuck I please.
Then he responds with 2 attacks of his own. You got any fancy abilities? Anything he would use?
All my spells are pretty fucking lame. I don't imagine he'd have anything better. Probably a couple years, like 10 years ago, probably didn't have any spells. Probably no roguish abilities. Probably, yeah.
I mean, you're pretty old. You've been talented for a while.
Nothing that impressive.
Quark from the past, mean Quark.
Statistically, it's not impressive, but like he can turn, like, make claws out of his hands and create a tail and make his mouth like a monster mouth.
Quark from the past. That seems too on the nose for Quark.
No, it's a literal ability. That's.
Does it help at all?
Here. It does damage. It does 1d8 plus 2 piercing damage for biting. Claws do 1d6 plus 2. Tail does 1d8 plus 2, and tail can be used as a reaction to increase your armor class.
Interesting. Yeah. Quark from the past continues striking back, never bowing down to another. as he fights even himself in this moment. Both hits land. As he sends a knee flying up into the torso. Oh. What?
For one of them, I do a +4 with my tail to the AC.
What's your modifier to hit?
+6.
Yeah, okay. Intruder Quark swings defensively, like moves his body defensively. However, Quark from the past, too quick, too talented of a fighter, as Quark is, swings his knee up, driving it straight into the abdomen of this intruder, this memory intruder, and then clocks him solidly in the face. 9. This does a 8 damage after rage to his future self, and then he begins shifting and moving much in the same way that his own self just did in front of his eyes. And then roll a perception.
$18.
Okay. Quark from the future finds it difficult to lock his eyes directly onto the shifting, confusing, random, almost random movements of himself.
I don't think Past Me had roguish abilities, James. Just saying.
Quark does this.
I would like to shout to my daughter, please, there's so much I would like to fix, and I've never said this to you. I know I haven't, but I know because I've seen the amazing things you've done even without my help and nurturing. I know you can do real good. And please help me do that. Not for the world, but purely selfishly for you. Please. And I would like to cast my spell, hopefully with her advantage, if she will give me that, to wipe his...
It's her turn first, is one quick note. You can say that to try to persuade her. But I guess you can give me a persuasion on her turn.
My +1 persuasion.
Quark, after his learned lessons from the therapy shack, speaks to his daughter, Jasmine.
9. Almost a nat 20, but a fucking 9.
He apologizes to her, telling her that he believes in her values, not just his, which leaves the Jasmine on the floor confused, so baffled at how this man who looks just like her father could speak nothing like him, nothing she's ever heard, even close. This can't be Daddy, you're not him, she says, preparing a spell. Which, due to her confusion, she looks confused as she begins casting it and doubts herself, unsure. It once again fizzles out.
My turn? No, please, it is me. Ask me anything. Also, probably no time, but,
who's my
please,
favorite princess? Who's my favorite princess pony?
It's Mrs. Cupcake. Mr. Cupcake. That one. And I point to the one that's like weirdly contorted to be like upright horse that I manipulated a long time ago to be like weird and fucking terrifying. Okay, give me, yeah. Give me persuasion with advantage. Alright, 16. 18.
Yeah, right when you have to you have to tell the DM your good stuff so they can use your goodies against you. 18?
Yeah, this is my highest one.
Is it really you, Daddy?
Yes, it is me, but better than this asshole. I hope to be, at least.
You remembered. Jasmine says, sitting on the floor, starting to smile slightly to herself, as Quark from the past looks angrier than ever at how this intruder could do this to his daughter and prey on her vulnerability. Yeah, it's your turn.
I'd like to cast the spell with advantage if my daughter will assist me so.
Yeah, if you can prompt her to assist you.
Yeah. Please, sweetie, try to, if I don't really know what would I think to do? Like not wipe his memory, so I'll just be like a potato. I guess infuse his brain with like my newfound revelations, I suppose, is what my goal. Sweetie, if we could just put some of my brain into his without removing my brain. Or I guess it frankly doesn't matter, because then if we change the past, it'll... Yeah. My brain into his would be great. And or at least my thought process on you as a human being and my outlook on life. You get it, you're smart. My voice is fucked. And I cast the spell with my child, I hope.
Quark speaks at length, the longest 6 seconds that have ever been heard by someone. He speaks about his brain being put into another brain, creating an alternate timeline, remembering in a different way, and his daughter confused but supportive of this version of her father that seems to understand her more and seems to be kinder, despite the fists being thrown at also her father. She assists him and calls out, Daddy, if maybe you could just listen and you two could talk, and maybe there's something good that could be exchanged.
That would also be great. He's quite stubborn though.
And this distracts past Quark. Past Quark looks over at his daughter, confused that she's now supporting this imposter of himself, as future Quark goes in for his ability.
What am I doing? Arcana?
Mm-hmm. No, just flat.
Fuck. Me in the booty hole. 17 total. 12 plus 5.
And, just leave you in suspense for a moment.
Oh, it's fun. Thank you.
Dramatic music's like,
I'm so close to the camera. I am very zoomed in. Oopsie.
oh yeah, I'm small.
I'm a giant.
As future Quark, intruder Quark, this memory hopping Quark who's jumped into his own memories of the past, reaches out and grabs yourself from this moment that scarred your daughter, where you refuse to play with her. You grab your past self and infuse what you've learned from your incredibly bountiful trip to the therapist this past day. As you see yourself there sitting in front of you soften and lower his guard, the flaming burn of his skin starts to subside as Quark from the past turns to Quark from the future and says,
Wait, past Quark says?
Mm-hmm.
He he's probably a little bit confused about what the fuck just happened. And looks at future Quark and just says, thank you. We'll do better. And then returns and sits back down and says, I'm sorry about all that, to his daughter there. Let's play with Mr. Cupcake, I think.
Jasmine looks back up at her father and says, yeah, Daddy, let's do it. It's Princess Cupcakes. You can do her voice.
Hi, Mr. Cupcake. Princess Cupcake.
I like that princess. You keep calling her Mr. Cupcake. It's funny because she's princess, but she's Mr. That's good, Daddy.
Oh, sorry, I did not mean to offend Miss Princess Cupcake.
No, Mr. Princess Cupcake she likes it.
Good. I'm glad, Mr. Princess Cupcake. It is.
Sorry, go ahead.
Future Quark looks fondly on this image as they look at each other and jumps through the portal, I think.
Yeah, so future intruder Quark looks at this moment and exits back from this memory. His head is filled with these potential memories, ways that scenes could have gone differently, moments with his daughter where she wanted to join the emotional support training club at her school, and he refused because he said that was weak and that those were not practical skills. He remembers these memories and sees them now in a different way, how it could have gone with this changed self being supportive and enabling his daughter to use her magical talents that are like his for helping others and curing others of their ailments and helping them through their traumas. And he sees a whole world that this could have happened in and what she could have blossomed into. As the memory is cut and he returns back and looks around and sees himself in Larry Henderson's therapy shack. To which Larry Henderson, the therapist, yes, if we could, I know you've said not to speak, but you've been sitting here like this for minutes. It seems you've come to, is there some type of breakthrough or thoughts? Would you like to hurt your daughter? Should we go deeper on that?
I have kicked my ass, and I have won. Mr. Larry, thank you very much for your assistance. And I take out like the biggest fucking wad of gold that he's ever seen in his life, and I slam it down on the table. It's been a pleasure. I'm gonna go tell my daughter I love her and I approve of her. You have done well today. Thank you.
Thank you too, Quark. And it's Dr. Henderson, but thank you. I wish you knew.
Dr. Henderson, I meant no disrespect. I literally forgot your name.
Oh no!
I just went through a lot.
Of course. I'm happy for you. It's I went through a lot of schooling, and I had to go through. It was years to get this doctorate. So it's just a habit. I've told myself, I deserve that level of recognition. I should just make sure I correct people.
That you do.
And I hope it goes excellently for you and your daughter. I think I'm sure she'd love to hear from you.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
Hello, Robert.
I sprint out of the shop. And is anything different? I look at my text history with my daughter.
Yeah. Get to that momentarily. Hello, Robert. Welcome. I see that you're already doing this control the game. Very nice. Yeah, we can definitely use intergalactic as one of the inspirational words for next session. But for now,
hell yeah.
I like it a lot. But for now, you are running back. Sorry. PC here's narration. Quark runs back, sprinting full speed at the mall, briskly leaving Larry Henderson's tropical themed tacky therapy shack as he flies past Cindy. Well, have a good one. Maybe pay us later. As
Mr. Henderson, Dr. Henderson has a large sum of gold. You're entitled to 1/4. Enjoy.
That's excellent. Thank you. Quark hears as he sprints out of the therapy shack, running into the mall, pulling out his phone, swiping through texts, pulling up the most recent correspondent, as always, Jasmine. The only number on his phone Everyone else, he memorizes their number and just contacts that way via phone call. But his daughter refuses to pick up his calls, so he resorted to texting her. He checks his text with her and sees, scrolling through back and back, where are you, daughter? You should be here now. I hope you're not out doing something pointless. You should be studying, improving. Familiar texts that he remembers that he has sent. Neat.
Okay. Alternate timeline. I made it better for one daughter. That's fine. I can still turn this around.
He runs through the mall. Sprinting readily. If you'd like to.
I'd like to look around for my daughter.
An investigation.
Yeah. All right, baby, let's do this. Let's do this. Yes, 21. 22.
22. Quark, having made a mental note of exactly the plans and the locations of where his daughter and her boyfriend Darren would be on their date, knows that...
I can also use Divine Sense or Detect Magic. My daughter's quite magical.
He realizes by now, like logically working through it, he realizes that if their plans were to get food then see the movie, that the movie likely couldn't have started more than 45 minutes after, or to an hour after they planned to meet. And since that time has seemed to have passed during his trip into his memories and trip to see Larry Henderson, he knows that he must go to the theater in order to find them. And then he also uses Detect Magic, which tells him exactly where his daughter is, pinpoint location, a very unique wavelength that she has and that he immediately recognizes. And it is exactly where he thought she would be, which is at the concession stand in the theater, Cinemax.
I run up. Is she with her boyfriend?
As Quark runs up this escalator, shoving people out of the way as he steps up, pushing them off.
He's politely moving around them. He's politely...
Yes, of course, not harming them, but due to his size and urgency moving past them, they are pushed onto the railings of the escalator.
Sorry.
What?
This is not the new me.
Uncharacteristically apologetic. And they lean back and most of them sort of nod in understanding. He apologized, this is what normal people do. As he comes up, rearing up the escalator onto this top floor of the mall and sees in line Jasmine speaking with Darren, actually laughing. She's breaking a smile and giggling with her hand over her mouth at a joke that he seems to be making based on the gesture of his arms.
He freezes. And goes home.
As Quark runs up the steps, stops, and sees his daughter laughing and happy with Darren, he turns around to the other escalator. He
would fully jump off to the jump off the escalator to be as not visible as possible.
He leaps out of the way as Jasmine finishes her laugh, and Darren joins in laughing with her at his own joke. Give me a... Quark listens out as he leaps over the edge, getting out of the way of his daughter's eye shot. Perception. Unless you wouldn't even be bothering, like, at all.
Wouldn't be bothering.
Yeah, okay, just do disadvantage then.
Okay, well then 9 and nat 1. Okay. No, that's a 7. Sorry. Why do the 7s look so much like 1s on D&D?
Right.
9, I guess.
Oh, yo, I'm excited to... Robert has like a whole... Robert at the end will definitely read over this. I like this concept. As Quark leaps over the edge of the escalator to get out of the way, and hears nothing of his daughter nor Darren on the other side. And Quarrick returns home from the mall, getting back in his his stealth mode car, as he describes it. Not flashy, just a simple gray sedan. Still nice, but not refined in any way. Quarrick drives home?
Drives home, gets in bed, doesn't sleep probably because he's so worried about what he hopes to talk about in the morning. But lays there until his body forces him to sleep for like an hour or two until the morning.
Okay. Perception check.
10.
Quarrick.
Now I'm going poorly.
Quarrick, asleep but restless, hears the jangling on the door, immediately waking up as there's a wiggling and an opening of the door, quiet, very, very quiet closing, and nearly imperceptible footsteps, but perceptible to him, up the stairs, and the door open and door closed into Jasmine's room. And then he falls back asleep, or...
No, curiosity gets the best of him. He wakes up and knocks on her door lightly.
Quarrick raises out of bed, restless, barely having gotten even an hour of shut-eye after laying in bed for hours trying to fall asleep, woken by even the slightest noise.
So she's back at like 3 a.m.?
You left at like, they hadn't even started their movie. You left at like 7 p.m. It's like 10:30 maybe.
Okay. I did say 8.
Oh, you said 8?
Hey, that's...
Sorry, fine then. I guess, I mean, I think, yeah, fine, whatever. It was like a...
You probably would have listened to me.
4:30 p.m. movie.
I just watched the movie at 12:30, so I like noon today.
It's like a weird afternoon movie. As Quarrick comes up and knocks on Jasmine's door, and after a moment, some noises, some shuffling from inside the room. Who's there? Comes from inside the room.
Your father.
Dad, why are you knocking? You never... As the door swings open in front of Quarrick, revealing a Jasmine in pajamas with pink ponies on them. Why are you knocking on my door?
How was your day?
Oh yeah, like you don't already know. Dad, would you just drop it? Would you just stop trying to talk to me? I mean, you can keep monitoring me, but I'm going to be gone when I'm 18, so I don't know what you're trying to get out of this.
I'm sorry.
Jasmine stops dead in her tracks as she had her back turned. She was going back to putting away her clothes in the laundry bin for the day. She stops dead in her tracks mid-step. What?
I've had a rather eye-opening day. Truly interesting. Would love to tell you about it sometime, but honestly irrelevant overall. But I've learned some stuff about me and there's a fantastic, you wouldn't think it from the look of it, but there's a fantastic therapist shop right around the corner of the mall.
Therapy? You went to a therapist and you thought it was excellent. Are you feeling all right,
And
Dad? As she like walks over to you and goes to put a hand on your forehead. I think there must have been something in your, and her hand starts to glow like a green color over your head. Something in your food or drink, or are you feeling all right? Is this, there was the man you were talking about, you were worried if he would try to poison you or try to take your power or something. Are you?
No, none of that. I've realized today that all the compassion, all the kindness that you've shown for the past your entire life, it is not a failure, it is not a weakness, and I'm sorry that I've treated it as such these past 9 years, and honestly, probably forever before.
Tears are forming in Jasmine's eyes as she looks at her father, putting her hand back next to her side, confused, furrowed eyebrows and wet eyes.
I almost killed, that would sound bad. I almost killed a past version of myself today, trying to convince him to be kinder to a past version of you. So I'm aware of how stubborn I've been.
Dad, what are you talking about?
Again, truly an insane day. You know what we're capable of. And I know you are aware of that. And with whatever you choose to do with your gift, I know that you'll be amazing. And so I will not be tracking you in the future. I will not be pushing you towards a certain path. I trust you to be the unique, amazing, talented person that I know that you already are. And I hope that now that I'm not being such a jerk, you'll be able to flourish. I'm sorry that it took me this long to realize it.
That's, let's try a persuasion check for how that goes over.
+1, baby. 16.
How did any of this happen?
It was not a figurative battle, it was rather literal.
And this isn't of course it was literal. If this isn't some joke or some test to see that I'm not strong, or you really mean it?
You have not known me to be a joker. It is something I will work on, maybe, but I'm not joking. This is not a joke.
Jasmine steps forward without words and wraps her arms around Auric, putting her now wet face into his abdomen.
He like freezes for a second and then just slowly receives and gives back with the hug.
Auric leans down, hugging Jasmine back.
Also crying. Also fully crying.
Crying on top of her, something that he has never shown to her. Not even when her mother passed away. And they were left just the two of them. And a moment is shared between them.
Roll initiative.
Roll initiative. A knife comes up. And a slight blue glow, it comes from Jasmine's body and envelops around Quarrick. And Quarrick feels a sense of attunement, a connection, a real empathy. They both understand what the other is feeling, and Quarrick can feel that Jasmine knows what is going through Quarrick's head. Thank you, Daddy. That's all I've ever really wanted to hear.
Again, I'm so sorry it took me this long.
that's okay. You are always were stubborn, and I think that's a nice quality that you've given me.
Yeah. Well, you're strong.
Yeah, you too, Dad. And by the way, Darren actually he kind of likes you. It's pretty weird.
That is really weird. That is genuinely concerning.
But you need to stay away from our dates for really ever, unless I bring him over. Okay?
For sure, without a doubt. I need to heal him. By the way.
You need to. What did you?
I heard. Will. You could heal him as well. It's fine.
Hurt him? Oh no! I mean, he seemed fine, but okay, we can. I can have him over sometime. You. Yeah. Okay. Well, if you ever want to come to the club at school, they say I'm pretty good at using my magic to help. So if that's ever, I mean, if you'd ever be interested in that.
I would love nothing more.
As Jasmine releases out another wave of this green energy that envelops over Quark and makes his emotions felt, and he knows what he's feeling is felt. As the scene fades to black, unless there's anything else that Quark.
No, nothing more to add. Freaking beautiful.
Thank you for coming in and viewing today's show. This has been the journey of Quark and his the rekindling of his familial bond with his daughter Jasmine. Remember to tune in next week for another incredible story. Thank you for listening and watching.
It's the Truman Show. I hate that.
Yeah, you got the Truman Show bit.
The beauty that was, James, with that shit.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
You.
If you're new, by the way, that voice is not usually that's not what we say at the end of a stream. We just say, hey, thanks for coming. That is part of the world that was happening. As you can see there, PC hears narration was one of the prompts. Yeah, over there. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank
if
you.
You like that and you do not yet follow, feel free to do so, or like, or whatever platform you're on. We appreciate it. Helps. And what was in the chat for next time? What was that?
Yeah, you want to open the chat and hop in there? Yeah, thank you so much, Matt. I'm really glad.
I can vaguely.
Glad you enjoyed. That's great to hear. Your approval is particularly valid because you are a highly skilled improver, D&D master. So
improv and D&D. Heck yeah! Oh, I can see. I can't look at past chat.
Oh, okay. I can read it out. I think that'd be fun to go over. Yeah, I think usually we would just end the stream here for this week, and remind you, just our quick reminder, our calls to action here, that we stream every week, several times a week. We do Tuesday nights. We alternate between DM and PC, and we host these randomized improv, totally just made up worlds on the spot, rolled from our wheel of possible prompts that got us today's prompt. We also, not this Thursday because that's Christmas Eve, which is also my birthday, we will not be streaming, but we'll be starting a talk back where we talk about the sessions and DMing philosophy and things like that. And then Saturdays we do AI Dungeon, which is kind of this weird little program where we DM with an AI in tandem. So if any of that interests you, definitely follow. We're on YouTube and Twitch as Assorted Adventures. And yeah, of course, as you did, you can interact with the plot and just follow. It's much appreciated. But that's usually where we'd end off. Sorry, that was awkward. I want to go through and read this cool prompt from Robert for next, and of course Matt, it's well deserved. Yeah, see you, Matt, it's great to have you here, and I'm definitely
See ya.
I'm also curious to see how Sergio will DM this prompt. All right, ready, Sergio?
Oh, what is it? Robert, what'd you do to me?
I can copy paste it for sure so we have it for next time. Yeah,
yeah,
our Discord. Woo! We gotta
Yeah.
should be able to hop in there.
Heck yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, we'd love to see you in the Discord. But now I will read Robert's idea to Sergio.
Yeah, I'm excited.
All right. So Robert has said, I choose to give you a word to influence the next session, intergalactic. And so, let's see. Whenever you are born, you are given a birthright, but you have to choose to control an element. For example, fire, water, earth, plasma, which is like a star power source, and void. Fire is weak to water, water is weak to earth, earth is weak to plasma, and all are weak to void. Fancy. Void is weak to plasma.
I literally have already calculated everything that will happen in my brain. It just fully all that snapped together. I know it's gonna happen. I'm so excited. I'm a bad person. I immediately want to spoil it, but I won't. I'll hold it in. I'll save it.
Yeah, Matt, we do have a Discord. We should probably advertise that a little bit better. We're still, for sure, cleaning it up a little bit, but it should be pretty.
It was pretty good.
Pretty, like,
last
you
time I
know,
saw
nice
it.
to have a little bit of discussion here. We'll start using it more. I can send a link in the chat right here. I'll get an invite
I love
link.
seeing your face flying around on screen and just
Oh.
chaotically zoom.
You're new. You're somewhere else now. Wait, I just realized, am I like showing all this weird? Oh, I'm showing all this like weird stuff on my screen. I didn't even realize because I'm in Discord. I need to just generate a link if you guys don't already have one. Invite people. Edit invite link. Never expire. No limit on number of uses. Okay, here it is. We're back. We look normal now. Okay, perfect.
Beautiful.
Sorry for all that jankness. Here we go. There is. Oh, sorry, that just sent to Twitch chat. Let me send that to.
And I look so scary, so zoomed in. I hate you for making my face look like that.
Oh, I did zoom you in, I guess. Yeah.
Thanks for that.
That link should bring you to Discord. Thanks so much for the interest.
Thank you.
Anyway, we're not done. You got the plasma. You got the void. Void is weak to plasma. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
I'm here. And of course, we will have this for next week saved. Tome of Knowledge can be obtained with spiritual embrace. This can only be done in the temples where your elemental energy flows. Tome of Knowledge guides you to learn which elements can be combined. Fire and earth make molten earth. Water and earth can be used to make nature. Void and plasma makes spatial. Past things. Oh, wait. Whoa. Anything past this is for your DM imagination. I'm gonna start freaking mashing out. You gotta make me some, like, it's like building new combinations. I'm hyped.
Robert, you're a genius. This is like the perfect teenage, like coming of age, like story prompt. In my head, that's what I see this as.
Coming of age story prompt.
I'm getting real Divergent Harry Potter.
I do, yeah. I get
in the most best way possible. And you know I love me some
welcome to the Discord. Hey, it's great to see both of you here. I have my little. I should switch my name to be DM James.
I should switch mine to be DM Search.
Yeah, I guess so. That sounds like you're saying direct message, whatever. Anyway, I'll hop into the Discord more after for sure, but thank you so much for joining. Yeah, we should probably add that as a call to action. But anyway, the
We'll get better over
last
time.
little bit here is that oh wait, that is it. Okay, that's it. That's all you get. The rest is for your imagination.
Cool. Thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you for your comments and everything and joining Discord. Y'all have been fantastic. We appreciate the hell out of you. See you next time. Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate the suggestions. For sure, if you want to suggest anything in Discord too, we'll be available there. All right. Thanks for coming out. Hope you enjoyed.
Bye.
Bye-bye. See you. Next stream is Tuesday, I think, actually, because holiday week. Yeah. Next stream's Tuesday.
Tuesday.